Lights, cameras, action. Hello there. Welcome to the Initiative Order in our third installment of our Cyberpunk Red Anthology series exploring RTalsorian Games mission book, Tales of the Red. That was a lot of words. Tonight we have a fantastic scenario for you with a truly stellar group of fantastic performers. Before we get into introductions, though, I'd like to bring your attention to something we are doing tonight. Tonight's scenario is rather timely. It involves getting hired and literally working a job on a film set happening in Night City. There's no way to do this scenario without acknowledging the WGA and SAG-AFTRA strike that is currently happening here in the city of Los Angeles and across the country. All of us here know people who are out on the picket lines fighting for a better wage and better environment to continue doing their work. So with that, tonight's session is a charity stream as we are raising donations for the Entertainment Community Fund, helping provide relief and assistance for those putting their literal lives and careers on the line as they fight for a better wage, a fair deal, and means of keeping creativity alive, not just here in LA, but across the country and around the world. I implore you to take the time to do your own research on all this. Realize it's not just the WGA and SAG-AFTRA putting everything on the line, but also other unions such as LIUNA, IATSE, DGA, IVW, and the Teamsters, who, thank God, they got their deal with it, as they did with UPS this week. Any donation you decide to make tonight helps keep this fight going and make sure those putting their careers and lives on the line have the means to continue to do so. Creativity should not be stifled. Creativity should be allowed to flourish. Actors and writers deserve to be treated with respect, compassion, and be compensated what they are rightly owed for their work. And finally, AI cannot recreate any of that, nor should it be replacing anybody's careers in any way. So do what you can to show support tonight if you can. If you type in chat !ECF, it'll pop up the Tiltify link that we have set up for this donation drive. Again, if you're able to donate, that is awesome. If not, don't. It's totally okay. Just show your support however you can, because I know, like I said, we all have people that we know who are literally putting themselves on the line right now to try and make sure they get the fair deal they deserve. And I stand with them, and I hope to be back out on the picket line with them soon, hopefully very soon. With that, let's do some introductions. Not to make such a side pivot happen, but let's do some introductions. If you do not mind, for my wonderful group of players, please tell us who you are and who you'll be playing tonight and their role. And if you want, because all of us kind of perform outside of just this space, if you want to tell us what you do performance-wise, industry-wide, by all means, let the people know. And I'm going to start with Sherrick.
Hello, I am your favorite burb on the interweb. You can call me a Black Sparrow. I'll be playing Thaura Phaith, also known as Acrimony. Their pronouns are they, them. I am an actor, entertainer, etc., based in the Midwest. And I also do podcasts. I also stream tabletop stuff over at Feywild and Out. You can find more information if you would like to at sherrickrobinson.com or ablacksparrow.com if that one's easier for you. And then I will pass it on over to Isabel.
Hello, I am Isabel. I am joining you all tonight from a little farther north up in Canada. I will be bringing tonight Ardyn, the solo. So I'm a Vancouver-based actor, artist, photographer, and general spooky nerd. Very brand new to the TTRPG stream sphere, and I'm super happy to be here. Pass it on.
That's me. Hello, everyone. I'm Dayeanne Hutton, aka Anya, Olga, Lebanov, aka A.O.L, because I'm a jerk. And I am an actor and a content creator. I stream on Twitch at Daydream TV. You can find me playing more Cyberpunk at Infinite Sided Dice on YouTube, where I am a media. And you can also find me with more Cyberpunk on some side quests with No Latency podcast as Teensy T in the Girls' Night kind of side quest series. And yeah, you might know me from Life is Strange as Kate Marsh, or Mystery Incorporated on YouTube, or Emma Approved on YouTube. Yay.
Thank you so much, all three of you. As for myself, hello there. My name is Nate Buchman. I will be your GM this evening. I perform on this space, but the thing most people, I guess, in this space who've met me don't really know is I used to be a costume designer, makeup artist. I worked as a tailor in the theater industry for about 10 years. Same as a makeup artist. I've done everything from theater. I also worked in the fashion industry where I used to literally make couture items anywhere from $40 upwards of 600 plus. So much stress and anxiety with that, but it was a lot of fun. But yeah, just like I mentioned, very much performer, designer. I don't do that stuff as much as I used to, but you can never not call yourself that. I will always be, in some way or other, always thinking about it and always saying that is the best work I've done in my life. So I miss it, but this is also just as fun. For those who have never watched or played Cyberpunk Red before, this is primarily, I actually have one next to me this time, a D10 system when it comes to rolling your skills. And when combat comes into play, it's a heck of a lot of D6s. It's like exploding dice everywhere. Cyberpunk Red is also known as the role-playing game of the dark future. So with that, a small content warning. This film has been rated R for strong language, violence, extremely timely subject matter, and all other scenarios and situations one can find themselves in with cyberpunk as a setting. Viewer discretion is advised. That said, and without further ado, because I'm talking too much already at this intro, and let's just get into it. The past two games, I have opened the session with song lyrics to contemplate going into the evening session. It is a thing I just like to do in my games. It kind of gives the players something to think about. Tonight, however, I have two quotes for you. One is from a director having a very big moment right now, and also song lyrics to contemplate. First, the normal quote. The advice I would give to any director is that you should act. A lot of directors spend a lot of time getting very good at technical things and imagining things visually, but they've never really learned how to direct a scene. It doesn't matter how good a shot looks, the lifeblood, the thing that people will connect to is these people. Quote by Greta Gerwig. As for song lyrics, and because I cannot have a theater background kick in, give him a show that's so splendiferous, row after row will grow vociferous. Give him the old flim flam flummox, fool, and fracture them. And as these stars contemplate that old razzle dazzle, let us get quiet on the set, roll sound, roll cameras, and get ready to start production on tonight's installment of Tales of the Red, a bucket full of popcorn flavored kibble. And action. Night City, 2045, the time of the red. Night City it's huge. It's chaotic. It's disruptive. A city of opportunity. To quote Humphrey Bogart in one of my personal favorite films of all time, The Maltese Falcon, Night City is the stuff that dreams are made of. You can be anything you want in Night City. You can even be a star if you play your cards just right, and wouldn't you know it, the three of you did just that. You've all been invited to an audition for the famous genre-busting Addiswood directors, the Sanat sisters' upcoming historical romance, The Parisian Hostess. The invitation is legit. The leading and supporting actors have already been cast, and you all have a chance of making it as extras, which here in Night City, that's definitely going to be a step up in anyone's career who's looking to be the next big star. The location of the audition is an anonymous-looking warehouse in the Upper Marina, a bustling urban district north of Little China, with a mix of old industrial zones and gentrified international-style neighborhoods built around a well-maintained marina. It's not a bad neighborhood, not really, and people are more likely to go past with a tool belt on than a holstered heavy pistol. Your invitation and bona fides consist of a built into it that your local fixer one that you've been working with for a while that I have decided to aptly name Red Herring, secured for you. The plastic is dull gray, but fresh and new without the many scratches a keycard would have acquired over repeated use. And there is a number written on it in permanent marker, number 27. Maybe that's going to be your lucky number. All of you are on your way towards this destination, but first things first, and the most important question I will ask in tonight's session by a mile. How did you guys glam yourselves up for the audition? What do we see when we get a full view of your characters? Which, by the way, your fixer did their best to inform and stress upon you repeatedly that for the audition, go with a look that shows off genuine Night City flavor. Also, as you describe your style and appearance, please make a wardrobe and style check for me, because I will be looking at that number to see how well you did. And I'm going to start with A.O.L, because I just want to say A.O.L out loud.
Oh gosh. Okay, so I think she's kind of like she doesn't go out much, just in her wires and such a lot. So I think for her, looking her best is probably like brushing her hair and putting on like some brighter makeup and wearing her clothes that don't have holes in them. I think that's what we went for. I think not much with the fashion know-how, but I rolled a 13.
Okay. Ardyn.
Yeah. So they are looking very nervous, very the shirt collar's a little too starched. It's very all dark clothes, obviously, kind of in neon colored stitching, and a leather jacket, which looks like the only comfortable thing about the entire outfit. And I rolled a 14.
Thaura.
Thaura doesn't have a lot of like, I don't know, cool clothes, if you will. So they have borrowed a bomber jacket, like a kind of like a green grayish bomber jacket. They're wearing their smart glasses because they almost never leave without them. And then they've got a pair of just like unobtrusive pants because they were under the impression that this was like auditioning to like be on standby, not actually like acting for this, you know? So they were just like, well, I want to like blend in, but also like I'm here to save people's lives. I'm not really here to like act. And I rolled a 9.
A.O.L is also definitely here to like get netrunner gigs off of people, not actually be the star. So
Nate was like, I'm out. No.
No, I had to grab something, but also that was amazing. I love when a 9 happens. Also, as a reminder, because I should have mentioned this before we started, if you roll a 10, roll the d10 again, you add that on top of it, that's a critical. If you roll a 1, roll the d10 again, subtract that second number from it, that's a critical fail. Not saying you got that on your 9, I'm just trying to remind people, just remember dice stuff. I mean, if you have the digital stuff, that does it automatically, so hey. Everyone except Thaura. You, Ardyn, and A.O.L, which A.O.L, Anya, are you okay with saying A.O.L, or would you prefer Anya, or do you want me to read Anya Olga Lebanov the whole time?
You can say A.O., whatever you want.
Yeah, make sure.
No, they're all
Just
her name.
Sure.
They're all her name. So she's so
Ardyn and
A.O.L,
you fit that style exactly as your fixer said. It's like, yeah, you look exactly like what they're asking for at a Night City. Thaura, I mean, as you mentioned, you didn't really think this was more than just standby. So it's like, you look good. It's just more of, you look at the other two and you're like, okay, I could have stepped up maybe a tiny bit more, but also it's fine. We're gonna find out what happens. As I mentioned, the three of you all have that sort of like calling card. It's like that small little plastic thing that has a chip in it. There is info on there that I will give just so you know about it. As I mentioned, it is a film being directed by two sisters known as the Sanat sisters. They are the big blockbuster makers when it comes to movies, and they actually do not usually do work in Night City. Their production is being flown into Night City, and it's the equivalent of someone being like, here is a lot of money, we want people to help us make this. So everyone is scrambling to try and get on this production, because who doesn't want more eddies in their pocket? The small thing you do have on there is you have the shortest of plot synopsises for this movie, which again is called The Parisian Hostess. It tells the story of a pair of star-crossed lovers, one a popular bar hostess and the other a rough and tumble edge runner. This is the part where you're probably all going to laugh. It all takes place in the early 2000s as the populace and megacorps begin turning on the various criminal organizations running Night City, which basically means people are running around in early 2000s outfits, which for those of us who grew up in that time, what a weird time for fashion. The bulk of the action occurs in the Parisian, a Yakuza front business and theme hotel where staff and guests all dress up in late 1800s costuming. The Parisian has long since shut down, but the building remains and has been dressed up in a semblance of its original glory for this filming. And as I mentioned, you're all in what is described best as genuine Night City flavor, walking up to this very anonymous looking warehouse in Upper Marina. And can you all give me a perception check?
Regular, right? Not human.
Yep, just regular. Thank you for that. Yep, just regular perception.
That is a 19 from Thaura.
There you go.
18.
15 for me.
Ah, okay. Give you 1 second.
Let's roll.
The three of you, actually, this is a good question I should ask. Do the three of you walk together as a group? Because I just want to check on that. Or
we don't know each other already, right? Or do we?
Yeah, you all worked for this fixer who I decided to name Red Herring as a bad film joke. And yeah, I figured kind of maybe you've worked together before, but also I also leave this entirely up to you, because it could also be a situation where you all know the same fixer, but you maybe have never met before.
I'll skip up and throw my arms around both their necks and look at it. Thaura? Is it Thaura? Am I saying that? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And look at you and say, "Oh, I see you wore your good glasses. That's nice. Oh, you're looking very stiff today. It's good, yeah."
Yeah. You are looking as full of energy as always.
That is exactly what I was going to say, yes.
Well, we must bring our best.
As you do your best, you walk up and you notice it's like a group of 3 or 4 people just kind of standing outside there, and they're not really dressed for this audition, so to say, but they kind of give the impression of like they're kind of staking it out, waiting for people to walk in, but in a way where it's like these people clearly don't work for the film production crew. And one of them starts to like politely walk up to you and then immediately takes out their heavy pistol. It's like, "Hey there. As great as it is that you're probably going to that audition, do you mind handing over your calling card? Because we would so much more," and he's pointing to the 3 people behind him, "love to be able to have that opportunity more than you do."
Oh, no, he told a funny joke. Ardyn, do your thing.
Can I just like grab the gun?
I love that. I think the thing for that would be brawling. Give me a brawling check. I would say dexterity, but this is not D&D. So it'd be brawling, yeah.
18.
That hits the mark you needed. How do you do that?
I just kind of walk up really nice and polite, just be like, "Oh yeah, you definitely seem like the type to no. I'm just gonna put it in my jacket. Just this is mine now."
Thaura suppresses a laugh.
A.O.L doesn't. I just laugh very loudly. He's a funny guy.
They just stand there so dumbstruck, and then their friends behind them get so freaked out at how quickly you did that, Ardyn, that you can see people slowly just backstep.
Oh, no, wait, 1 moment. What are your names?
They go silent one by one because they're now just like a little scared.
You see, the reason I ask is because if you come into my clinic, I will make sure that you are not treated.
They just look at one another, just nod at each other, and like, yeah, this ain't worth it. We're out. Sorry, boss. And they all leave the person you disarmed, Ardyn, just standing there with their jaw on the ground, like, are you fucking kidding me? I mean, come on, guys. And now they just look at you like, you know what? I don't need the gun. Just take it. Enjoy your God. Just fuck this. And he starts walking away.
I want to yell after them as they run. It's okay. They're really good at remembering faces too.
You can kind of like quietly hear them whimper, like, paid so much money for that fucking pistol as they walk away.
Add that to my inventory.
Yeah, exactly. And I will actually say that I think, do you have a pistol in your inventory already?
I have a heavy pistol.
Now you have two.
You have two now.
Amazing.
You now have two. Because why not? Not saying you can shoot them at the same time, but you now have two. As I mentioned, those people now are gone. You have this very anonymous looking warehouse. There is literally, what's hilarious is you'd figure there'd probably be a big hangar door. There's just like a tiny door that you just see that is clearly one way in, one way out. And there is no one on guard at it. So it is just straight there.
Maybe they should have guards. Those guys were no joke.
After you.
I'll skip over.
As you open the door, you then are surprised that there is an actual guard on the inside, and they're just looking at you as you open the door like, I actually was just about to come outside because I thought I heard a weird noise, but...
Everything's fine.
Ardyn took care of it.
You had a
All
pass
right,
home.
then. Can I see the calling card, please? They take it. They do, like, a full scan, and you can tell they're scanning it, but they, like, scan it with their eye. It's just like a back and forth, like, it's like, yeah, sweet. Come on in. And as they escort you in, they funnel you through like a bunch of different rooms until you end up in this sort of like, I guess the best way to describe it is an audition suite. It's just this nice open room with very nice furniture of all things in a random warehouse building. Just really nice, very nice velvety furniture. As you walk in, you have people who are here and there and be like, hi, can we get you some water? Would you like anything to nibble on? We got real coffee, which, for the record, that is a very expensive thing at this point, where if you want a cup of coffee, it's going to cost quite a bit. So they're saying real coffee, which is probably a thing you've not had in a while.
Yes, I'll take some real coffee, please.
And when the minute you say that, there's already a cup in your hand.
Thank you.
Why the hell not?
Ardyn's just standing very still and looking around at the people. It's like, oh no, I feel like I'm at work.
Actually, for you, in a way, it is kind of like that, because you look around and you're like, everyone is just exactly as it would be if I was on a regular production right now, just trying to just get work done. But it's like more like, think of it like a beehive, where it's just a bunch of busy bees running around trying to make sure everyone is catered for. And eventually one of them just walks up to you, very well dressed, very much exec style outfit. So just think nice business suit. It's like, hi, if you just want to take a seat, we'll get you sorted out in a second. Just look forward while you sit. It'll make sense in a second.
Okay.
All right.
Sit. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Thaura is the kind of person that would like be a bit uncomfortable, so like she would like sit on like the arm of the couch, you know, like they would just kind of just like in a manner in which that they could already just get up if necessary.
Ardyn is similarly like kind of behind the couch, standing behind two friends.
I'm testing how comfy it is. I'm like,
as you're all doing that, just as a side note, we've got $105 in donations, so thanks, guys. I also forgot to add to this, for those donations, I'm going to be a very generous GM in this game, which this game could be really cruel with its dice rolls. I will let each of you whenever you want to, you can re-roll your d10 if you don't like the result. I will give you some form of advantage in this game where if you don't like the result you get, you may re-roll it. You just got to tell me when you do it.
Thanks
But
for the
thank you guys. Everyone keep donating. As you're bouncing on the furniture, which for the record, that seems like an appropriate thing. Well, as the other two are probably looking at you like, okay, then
this is normal.
One way to test the furniture.
Yes.
Yeah, it's normal. This is fun. It's the
My
opposite of
chair
the
at
dog
home
in the
is so
fire room.
stiff. My back is hurting. This is nice.
It's like all I can think now is it's the dog saying this is fine, but everyone's just bouncing on furniture. Which I love that because I'm the dog in this scenario. As the three of you are just getting comfortable, as they said, either having something to drink or just like you mentioned, testing the furniture out, which I would totally be doing that. I'm going to be honest. You notice the lights start going dimmer, and then you look up, and it's like a projector screen is somehow mounted on the ceiling, and then in front of you gets projected the image of the two directors. And you realize as you do that, I'm going to go off the perception checks you already made a little bit ago. There's also a camera on the opposite wall that is clearly facing you. So they see you and you see them.
Hello.
And they take a very, very quiet couple of seconds, just very intently kind of just staring. And it's one of those awkward silence moments where you're like, is something gonna happen? Because this just feels weird. What you do see is you see the woman on the left, gorgeous, black braided hair, darker skin. They are wearing a white pantsuit with a white jacket blazer draped over their shoulders. They are fly as fuck. The other one has, this is where you start realizing where their production company comes from. The other one, and I don't know the best way to say some of this wording, so I'm gonna try to figure it out. Much more colorful outfit that would not fit. I guess the best way to put it is American culture. Think more like if you were in a country more out in the Middle East or even Africa, colors of that type, more yellows, more golds, more accentuated colors that just look stunning. And it's one of those types of things where you just stare at someone and you're like, oh my God, you fucking look great. But also it's an intimidating thing to also look at both of them because they're just continually sitting like this. And you can tell one by one, they're giving you a very thorough up and down look, up and down look, up and down look. And as you do say hello, they eventually 15 or 20 seconds later go, hi, sorry, didn't mean to, the one talking is the one in the pantsuit, didn't mean to, sorry, I apologize for the turnaround, but hiring from the local population, we actually want to take the time to just see you for who you are rather than be like, just hire a bunch of extras we've never met before. We actually want to take the time to just kind of, as weird as this sounds, look at you. And they take another second where it's 20 seconds of full on silence. I think they fit the look. Don't you agree, sis? It's like, yeah, I think they're exactly what we're looking for. If the three of you are interested, we would like to offer you roles as extras in our current shoot. You fit, and they take a second looking at you, Thaura, for a very long second. Like, we think you all fit. You just hit the mark. You're very good. Pants, maybe not that great, but know what? It's fine. We all have our days off. We have a crowd scene that we'd like to have as many people fill in as possible. It's at a place called the High Court Plaza Hotel. Very big, think wide shot, get as many people up front as possible. We're renting the entire place out for the next week of shooting. So we will need to provide our own, street flavor, as it were, which is where all of you look wonderful and fit in so well with what we have in mind. If you are interested, our extra rate is €300 a day, and we will likely need you for 2 days. If that is amenable, one of our staff nearby will pass on the contracts and direct you to the next room where some of our costume stitchers will start measuring you just to get everything appropriate because, want to make sure everything looks correct and whatnot. But if you're interested, there's our offer.
We did it, guys.
Sounds Nova to me.
Yes. Very excited to work with you.
Awesome. And as they are sitting on their end, and just to paint the scene better, again, both very well dressed. They're sitting in like red velvety chairs. They have this most beautiful scenic blue background behind them. And then they take a second to stand up. It's like, excellent. Someone will escort you to the next room, and then they'll tell you where to go from there. But thank you so much, and we look forward to working with you. And they both just, as you said hello earlier, now it's like the wonderful awkward wave of someone looking at a camera waving.
Hi, you're very beautiful.
Oh, thank you. You as well.
Thank you.
And then the screen turns off, the lights come up in an annoyingly bright way where it's like, God, I need to adjust my eyes. And this very nicely, finely dressed person who has literal sewing tape wrapped around their neck walks up. It's like, all right, if you can follow me to the next room, I'd like to get a quick, just measurements done. Because obviously, as great as you look, we want to make sure also, like, for how you're going to be dressed, you dressed exactly as we need you for the film. Just follow me over here. He starts walking down without you even following them, probably just starts walking ahead of you.
Make us look fabulous, yes.
So the other two's like, that was so easy. Was it supposed to be that easy?
I don't know. I've never done something like this before.
But
It
we
could
did
have
it.
been just some gunks off the street. Who knows?
But they're paying us, so that's nice.
Let's
Yeah,
go get
paying
ready.
us.
As you start walking, you walk into another room in the warehouse, and it's kind of shocking when you go in the next room because they said fittings for like costuming work. So you walk into basically what could best be described as a wardrobe warehouse of sorts, or part of the warehouse that's just all wardrobes. And I mean, like, literally, you just see like rows upon rows of just clothes on clothes racks that could be movable here and there. You see people who, I'm going to say, because it's cyberpunk and it's the future, this would totally be a thing that could happen. You see 3D printers everywhere that's just literally not just printing like props, but like they are full on stitching clothes together, because I feel like that is a thing that could happen. And eventually the person who had got you to go into the room, someone else walks up to you. They're wearing a very bright pink dress. They have very loud blonde hair. By that I mean, like, think beehive hairdo of sorts. Why not? They also have measuring tape matched around them, and they just walk up to you like, hi, my name is Laser. I'm going to do your fittings today. If you don't mind, I'm just going to have you stand in this device right here, and it'll be over within 10 seconds. And they just point to this thing that looks like a very large, think like a large 3D printer thing, but like human size.
So like those weird things at the airport.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally the thing at the airport, except you see someone who's getting measured, and it's not doing this. It's going like up and down. I promise it won't be painful.
Looks fancy.
It costs more than my paycheck by a lot. Quite a lot. If you don't mind,
What's
one more
first?
time.
I guess I will.
Seem to need logo.
Like awkwardly takes off the bomber jacket, very clear that it's like not theirs, like.
Yeah. And they actually thank you as you do that. It's like, oh yeah, if you have any jacket or whatnot on, take that off. Just makes it easier for the machine to, just do the measurement correctly. And you stand in there, and I'm going to say, because you said the airport terminal thing, it's basically like that, where there's like, no, just stand very still, don't move, keep your hands like this. Yeah, literally, it's just like everything minus like being like letter T shape. And then as you're in there, Thaura, you just hear the noise of just like as it goes up and down. And what happens is 10 seconds later, they're like, yep, you're all done. If you even want to see, you can see what we captured. And they point to a monitor right next to it. And it's literally given a full-on diagnostic of every single measurement that you never knew was a thing in costumes, but they are so important. Not just saying that as someone who made costumes, trust me, there's a lot of weird stuff. But you're even like, why the hell do I need to know my waist height from the floor? And it's like, don't worry about it. It's fine. Everything is good. Who's next?
I'll go.
There you go. And it does the same thing for you. 10 seconds later, you have a full-on readout of every measurement you could ever think about.
Oh.
I'll go ahead. I'll just take off my jacket and kind of hand it to A.O.L. Just, and can you hold these and take out both guns? And I'll go ahead.
Take the guns out. The people who are stitching clothes together, the person who was with you just pauses for a second and is like, oh, so that's what they meant by authentic Night City. Got it.
Sorry, one of them's not mine.
Night City, what can you
I mean,
do?
technically it is yours now, isn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't plan to come with so many guns.
It's fine. It's you. This is
I
you.
mean,
They
Here's
wanted
the thing.
to.
You're a solo in Night City.
You do the thing.
You do the thing. Maybe a little nervous, going with the nerves, anxiety. Does the same thing 10 seconds later. And they're just like, yep, if you want full readout. And it literally is like, when I say full readout, it's like full on 3D scan of the three of you. And they do approach you saying, don't worry, we're not keeping the scan. We just want your measurements. That's all we wanted. Promise. You have our word. You signed a contract. We're not going to go against that.
Because it's writing.
It's kind of just weird because the minute after you get all that, you start seeing there's like a bunch of machines next to it, and they're already building clothing out to your specifications.
I'll take all my stuff back for me.
Yeah, and they give you your coat.
There
Yeah,
you
they're
go.
like, and Laser, who I mentioned, is wearing a bright pink dress with beehive hairdo. Kind of gives you all a very, once again, thorough up and down. It's like, how would you like to earn some cash on the side outside of being an extra? I feel like you three could help my friend out because they could use some help right now if you're up for it.
Well,
Perhaps.
it sounds like it could be nice.
My friend who, I swear this is their name, even though they work in catering, and it's going to sound like a joke. My friend Cookie is having some trouble over in Rancho Coronado. I guess it's South Night City, sort of near the Hayward area. That's where the main film set is set up. It's very hush-hush, though, so don't blab that around, please. But if you want to make a bit of side money, I know they'd appreciate some local assistance. They'll maybe even upgrade you to, well, let's just say nicer catering than what you'll get as an extra, like some actual genuine delicious food that is usually reserved for the more higher ups if you want it that way. But if you're interested, I know that they could use some help because they're not from Night City and they're struggling trying to figure out a food order right now.
Ooh, what are they?
We're very local and we're very good at assisting. So,
Help out people in the industry.
yeah, it's like we could maybe do it. Sounds nice of us.
Well, if interested, here's the address, and all of you have agents, which are basically, just think of them as superpowered superphones, best way to put it. Somehow you already have info on where the location is, like they just directly beam it to your phones. Like, again, just don't blab the address to people because we just don't. It's one of those things where people know we're filming here, but we also don't want that many people who aren't part of the crew on set. So
We would never. We're local Night City. We don't blab.
Besides, I want to scratch, so I'll take it.
I mean,
I have no friends to blab to, so you're good. I just have these two.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. In that case, if you want, I know we have we're busing people back and forth because our costumes are here, but if you want, you can hop on one of them. They'll take you right to the set. Or if you have your own means of getting there, by all means, but whatever works best. I'll let my friend know you're on your way, basically, and you can help them out.
That sounds great. Yeah. We don't have a way. We could, right? No one drives here? No? Great.
Don't worry about parking then.
Yes.
Purposely in my vehicle because,
They didn't ask, so why would you? That's fine. That's an extra pay bump.
Laser's just standing there hearing you all talk about, like, no, I didn't really drive here. And she starts laughing. It's like, it's okay. Just go out the door. There is like a shuttle bus that'll take you right down there. Don't worry about it. It's free of charge too. If you're already hired as an extra, we don't want you having to worry about paying for it. So just hop on the bus. It'll take you right there.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, let's go.
As you walk through the warehouse, again, it's weird that why is the costume shop not next to the film set? Who knows? I don't have to give an explanation on that.
You don't.
But it's just
Rarely is.
funny that you, but it's also interesting and strange that you got hired like that, and then there's a literal measurement studio or warehouse area right outside that door that was like, yeah, we're ready for you. It's like, interesting. Things move very fast. As you make your way through that shop, again, just aisles upon aisles of costume pieces.
Hey,
And
Nate,
it's
before we
everything-
get too far
Yeah, sure.
away from them,
Yeah, do it.
I want to turn
Okay.
around and see if I can see if they're like talking to anybody. If they that person that we just, I just want to see if they're like on the phone or
Laser?
like, yeah, I want to see if Laser's like talking to someone or
She
anything like that.
is a busy bee, and I will say if you're trying to clue into what people are talking about, I think, oh god, that's
Lip
always
reading?
interesting because perception is the one I would go with, because human perception is emotion, but not it's human perception, because human perception is basically insight, like D&D.
Okay. I was thinking like if she was like speaking, but I guess you can also we're in Cyberpunk, so they can talk on the phone.
I'll combine both of them together for you.
All right.
So I'm gonna say there's a lot of noise going on too, because those machines make a lot of goddamn noise.
It's a 17.
You take a second as you're all walking, and you kind of just stop for a second, and you go back to look at them again. Outfit wise, I think it's because Barbie's a thing, and that's why I picked pink. Very bright pink dress, B-52 style beehive hairdo, and everyone who sees them immediately, you notice a couple things. One, everyone straightens up the minute they walk by, so clearly, not to be funny, they are the queen bee of the shop.
Okay.
Two, when you do kind of clue into what they're talking about, they do, as much as they were very bubbly and nice to both the three of you, they seem stressed, only because it's like, this is a lot of work to get done very quickly. But at the same time, you look around this space and you're just like, this budget must be insane, because there's just so many costume pieces. And as I mentioned at the top, 1800s style costumes too, which is just nuts. So it's just like everything looks authentic. Some stuff maybe is authentic depending on how well they decided to preserve that. It might not be, who knows. But for her, everyone she walks by gets very straightened up, because clearly they're the one in charge, but also they just seem like a nice person. Nothing weirdly off. They're a little stressed because, budgets and times and schedules and whatnot. They even take a second when they notice that you're probably looking at them. They just smile at you again and give a wave, and then they turn around.
Goodbye, you're very pretty.
Thank you.
Were we the only extras that got hired, or were there other people in the
You do see that in the space where you were getting your measurements done, there were other extras. It was just it's difficult to, it's a warehouse space, so it's like everything is spread out so much, but you can see that there are people full on just walking into that stuff, getting measurements done. Some of them are even doing costume fittings, because you could see people dressed in literal 1800 style clothing, which is in Night City. That is a mental image that looks amazing to me. As the three of you eventually find your way back outside, you do see a shuttle bus. Before you get on it, though, you kind of weirdly can hear you can see people who are clearly not on the film set, who are behind like barricade type stuff, because they can tell something's being filmed, and they see you walking up to one of the shuttles, and this girl who looks like they're in a costume of some sort, they're with a large group of people. They're like, hey, can we talk to you for a second, please? We'd love to ask a question if you don't mind, please.
Us?
Thora is not. Thora's getting on that shuttle.
Thaura, you're out of the scene.
Yeah.
You're on the shuttle.
That's joking.
I'm gonna keep one hand on like the shuttle door and kind of lean over. How far are they from us?
They're kind of close to the shuttle, but like 20 feet or so away. Thaura, you're just like, nope, you're out. So you're on the shuttle.
Yeah.
Ardyn, I'm having it like you're hanging on with an arm looking out, just like the most solo badass type way.
Yeah, absolutely.
What?
Keeping two eyes on both team members.
Are you going to be on the film set at all?
What? Are we like outside of like the
You are outside the building,
area?
right next. Yeah, you're not even on the film set, but these people look like they're trying to far.
Maybe we're not sure yet. Why?
If you happen to be, and I'm gonna let you do a local expert check. Actually, I'm gonna let you and Ardyn do a local expert check. Thaura, you're on the bus. You're done.
You're just like,
nope.
herself out of the scene. She's like,
No, I'm
she's already big sus.
I'm gonna say you can probably, yeah. I'm gonna say actually, if you want to roll a local expert too, by all means. I'm just being funny.
Okay.
13.
15.
14. Straight up
I'm
the
gonna say
numbers.
that's enough. The Ardyn and AOL, because you have a better look at them. Thaura, you are hearing this. I'm just not sure. Are you looking at the window at this, or is it just more like...
Yeah,
okay,
but
then
she's
like
like
you see them too. You realize it's like a group of people, and they're all in various different forms of costumes that is big, well-known star in the area by the name of Eton Sim has acted in. They're all dressed like roles of his, and they're all looking at you because he's also one of the stars of this movie. And for AOL, one of them gets closer to you. Is like, I have a very big thing to ask, which if you're able to do this, I will pay you quite a bit for it, which is if you can get me one of the scripts on set, just so we can know maybe some of his stuff ahead of time, I will pay you 200 eddies on the spot.
Okay, yeah, I'll try.
Like, we just want to be able to say the lines he says out loud in the movie when the movie happens.
It's very cute. Okay. Bye-bye. And I'll get away going.
And they're like, seriously, I'll pay you 200. And you get on the shuttle.
Do the doors shut when we get out? Oh my god. I'm not doing that for 200 when they're going to pay us 600. That's so stupid.
Yep.
And that's when you say that, you look and you then now see security be like, okay, get away from the barricade. You're not even supposed to be here. And they'll just like, fine, and they all walk off. As I mentioned, you were in the upper marina, so map wise kind of northeast Night City, and now you're going directly south to, you kind of drive through the main city area itself. So Night City, just for those who are watching who've never maybe seen Cyberpunk or played the game, just giant skyscrapers of buildings, mega buildings, just neon lights as far as the eye can see. And then you get back out on the outskirts and realize, oh, they're not filming really in like the heavily populated areas. It's more like you're kind of sort of quasi in the desert area of Night City. But once you start getting closer and closer, you can realize like there is a full-on set happening of just like there are trucks everywhere. And I'm going to also say, based off the local expert checks that you all did, you all know that those trucks are being rented out by a couple of the nomad clans outside Night City. And you can tell like this isn't just being rented out, like they clearly fought to get them to be the ones who could provide all this service, because as I mentioned, this is bringing in a lot of money to the city. Eventually you get let out, or a bus stops and you get let out to like this sort of giant big like trailer, has a tent on the side. You can see people walking in and out with like food and whatnot.
Oh, is this where we're supposed to get out? Do we leave now?
Bus driver just looks at you like, yep.
Oh, thank you, bus driver. You're very pretty. Bye. I did.
And they just give a quizzical look of like, oh, first time being told that while driving the bus today. Thank you.
I think you made his day.
You catch more flies with honey. I don't, you know?
Were you trying to catch the bus driver?
No, not like that.
Trying to?
No.
Do you have a new main line or what?
No, I'm not trying to catch him like that. I just want, you know.
I mean, I'm not judging. It's just a genuine question. You know?
The more people that like you, the more people will come to you with their business. You know, it's just a business thing.
I mean, I am never going to have that kind of problem as long as I live around Night City. I get the feeling, but
no, because you're very pretty.
I was referring to the fact that I deal with you know, patching people up, and people get shot in Night City all the time. So you know,
people have to like you.
I mean, I was
right,
joking.
exactly.
I mean, you are pretty, but like I was joking, but like not about you being pretty, but that being the reason why. It's okay.
Ardyn, I think Anya's trying to make me the new mainline, you think?
Oh, please, no! You're not understanding me.
You ask nice enough. Maybe I say yes.
I mean, I'll put that away for later if it ever comes up, but that's not what it's trying to do. What are we supposed to do? Speaking of what I was trying to do.
You get off the bus and immediately there's security in your face being like, hi, do you just need to check your, make sure you're okay to be on set, basically. So one of you probably just flashes the calling card again.
Oh.
they don't scan it with their eye. They take out like their agent and just, it's weird because I was just at a theater performance where they did this, scan it with their phone. It's like, oh yeah, you're all set. If you want, we got catering, and he points right behind them. You can get whatever you need food wise. I mean, it is kind of designated for what you're specifically doing on set, but yeah, if you want some food, by all means, go grab a bite to eat.
Definitely hungry. That seems like a great place for us to go.
Food's good. Hey, you two, we weren't supposed to do the thing with the caterer person now, right? That's later? We're not supposed to find them now? I'm a little confused on like when we're supposed to do what.
I would say for Laser, she gave the impression of like, if you want to do something immediately, you may do that with Cookie now. Pretty much when you get on that set area, it's basically they dropped you off right where the food was, but also you can see that there's a bunch of different buildings that have been set up as well. It's just more of where you got dropped off that's just apparently was the designated spot.
So but Cookie's not on set now. They were saying like if we wanted to go somewhere else first,
they said Cookie was I would say I'll retroactively say because I don't think I said it correctly. They are in the catering area. You just don't know where.
Okay. Got you.
Thank you for that clarification. I forgot that.
Thank you.
Nope, thank you.
It's food and a job then. Yes.
As you walk towards the tent, you can just hear someone shouting loudly, like, for fuck's sake, stop being on my case about how the kibble tastes. Just eat it. And you look in and you see a woman wearing what could best be described as a more spiffy, like chef outfit is probably the best way to put it. Like proper lapel buttoned all the way down. Their blonde hair is done into a bun. You can even see from the distance you're at, their hands literally glisten as then you realize as your eyes adjust that those are like literally their hands are just completely metallic. And they are just literally pointing a knife at someone, being like, if you don't like the kibble, then don't eat it and get out of my tent. It's like, Cookie, I'm sorry. Jesus, I'll take the damn bloody kibble. It just tastes weird. And they walk off. It's like,
it's cool. I like that.
I think we found who we were looking for.
Yes, very quickly. Cookie, is it?
She looks your way and it's weird. She gives you a look of recognition, like, oh, I think you're the ones Laser told me about, if I remember correctly. You matched exactly their description.
That was fast.
She's very quick. She is kind of hyperactive when she needs to be.
Efficient. Yes.
So let me guess, she didn't really probably specify the job, I imagine.
She said you needed local help.
Leave it to Laser to not give the full credentials. Our leading lady, Mel Carteret, has a very specific diet she's supposed to follow to maintain her good looks. She specifically and annoyingly won't eat anything that isn't real or organic. Organic food. Like no synthetic fertilizers, no artificial amendments to the soil, nothing of that. I've tried to tell her personal assistant that we're not sending a Nomad AV to fly over to Lyon just to get her a fucking cucumber and a wedge of cashew cheese from her favorite grocery store. That makes no sense. That's outside our budget. I'm not local. I need help finding if you know of anyone who maybe sells this stuff that is actually real and that her assistant will stop bugging me about it. And as she says that, she looks past your shoulder, Ardyn, and the three of you turn around for a second and see someone start walking up in a very much like nice shirt, nice pants. They have their agent out. They're clearly like also like have an earpiece in. And she just looks at them like, oh, for fuck's sake, that's their goddamn assistant right now. Look, I can give more credentials in a second. Just if you want something to eat, by all means, just grab something and I'll be right back with you. And you just immediately hear them having an argument the minute that person walks up. At the same time, you notice out of the corner of your eyes, another person walks up in a very not stressed way, like they are extremely laid back. They are in an artfully distressed costume. They also, funnily enough, have fake bullet holes in the prosthetic makeup that they're wearing. And they kind of just walk up, give you a smile. You all notice immediately that's the actor that the people outside that bus shuttle were trying to get you to find something on, or they were all dressed as. That is the actor Etan Sim. And he just gives you a very big smile, like, how you doing?
Can I touch your fake bullet holes? Never seen a fake one.
As weird as that is, yeah, why not?
Thank you.
Yes, yep.
It's very
I
cool.
would say for Thaura, our medtech, even though this doesn't technically fit cyber tech wear, you look at the prosthetic pieces and you're just like, God damn, that's actually really good work. Like, that's visually impressive.
I was actually gonna mention to you. I have something. I have image I have image enhance, and
oh yeah, hey.
So
with that, I'm gonna even say with image enhance, you look and you do that, and it's just like, oh wow, they got very thoroughly detailed on that, maybe to a disturbing degree, but it looks extremely accurate.
Like both the med tech and the solo are like,
And I'm just there sitting there poking it.
Holes.
Yeah, you're just poking it. And he's just like, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Looks like the closest you can get to getting shot without actually getting shot to me.
Very impressive.
I hope to never actually get shot. And he laughs while saying that. And immediately upon doing that, Cookie walks back up. It's like, hi, I got it for you right here. And she pulls out what ostensibly looks like a smoothie and just hands it to him. It's like, oh, thank you. It's exactly what I needed, Cookie. I'll see you later. And he just gives you all a very slight nod.
Goodbye, you're very handsome.
He smiles at that and then starts walking away. And then
Thaura
Cookie just looks at him in a very...
Yeah, like, well, then... like, I guess I don't feel as special as I did a few minutes ago, huh?
I was trying to tell you. I wasn't trying to make you my new mainline.
I make everybody a new mainline.
Listen, that's not the main goal here, but you know, whatever happens, happens. So, what about this job we need to do?
Does anybody know where to get real food?
No, it might be easier to just kill the assistant, right? That solves the problem.
It does it though.
No more complaining.
Hey, well, I'm literally right here.
What, you're against killing all of a sudden?
No, I'm just, if someone starts to die, they're going to look to me to be like, hey, you got to do something, like.
And they'll say it's a costume. He's not really a mythic. It's a costume. Oh, I know it's not the best idea. I just don't know where there's real food.
Would any of us know where to start looking?
As you're having that conversation, Cookie again just watches him walk away, and you can just hear her mutter under her breath, oh, bless him. He's not fussy about anything. He'll eat anything you put in front of him. That is like a dream. And then she snaps out of it the minute you say, do we know anyone who could get food? She looks at you, she's like, look, anything you can do, it would help, even if it's just the smallest of things. This whole specific food diet is the most ridiculous bullshit I've seen in a while, because I swear to God, she probably eats a bag of bacon kibble. I swear to God, she's doing this just to test me. But yeah, if you happen to have any contacts, whether it's someone you know who might be able to pull something off, or if you all know someone possibly, I will literally, and she pulls out a list, like a piece of paper that's like a list on it. It's like, I will give you 100 for each item you're able to pull off for me. And if you're able to do even just one of these, I will upgrade your food as like whatever food option you get as being an extra, just as a thank you. And trust me, the upgrade is worth it. And she points behind her, and it's like, not to get too dystopian about Cyberpunk for a second as a tangent. Cyberpunk as a setting, kind of dystopian in terms of its outlook on food, because more often than not, you're eating kibble just to get by. She points behind her, and you see like whatever your favorite meal is in real life, it's just being cooked right there. It smells fantastic. It is the type of smell that hits your nostrils, and you're just like, oh my God, yes.
This is pretty draga, no?
It's good incentive.
And I think,
All right.
A.O.L, I saw you take the list. Yeah.
Yes. I'll take it.
Anything you can do, again, whoever you may know that might be able to help you out, by all means. And then she realizes someone else is walking. It's like, you can do this for me, great. I got to go take care of more people to make sure they're all fed. The list, when you look at it, the following items are on it, and they are written in extremely beautiful handwriting. Vegan juice cleanse smoothies for dinner, berry yogurt fruit parfaits for breakfast, grilled fish and steamed vegetables for lunch, vegetarian faux charcuterie and cheese for between scene snacks.
This sounds disgusting. And we eat kibble.
Even for real food, yeah, this is not appealing.
Yeah.
Totally. No, this sounds awful.
Do you know where to get some? You sound like you like it.
No, but it sounds fucking amazing. What? Sorry, huh? Hun? No, I have no idea where to find some of these things, any of these things, really. No. It's not medical supplies. I
if
don't
you
know.
need a little help, remember you have a fixer, and fixers are always good at connecting. But also, if you just want to do regular local expert checks, I can tell you if you think of anything on the spot as well. Not to lead you along, just figured it got silent for a second.
Yeah. I'll do a local expert check.
Damn.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like this. Where is the local expert going?
13.
18.
13, 18. Does Thaura roll?
No.
No?
She's too busy thinking about the food.
I mean, that is true, because again, it's one of those things where it's like real food, you're again, dystopian future, guys. You're spending an arm and a leg kind of to get that real thing. So just the fact
Actually,
that
heck
it's
it.
behind.
No, I'll roll. Heck it. 14.
Yeah. 14. R18. I'm going to actually do a weird thing that I didn't think I was going to do, but now I want to. Pick a number 1 through 4.
3.
You think about it. The other two, you just kind of draw blanks and you're just like, I have no clue where the hell I'm
Getting distracted by the food.
Yeah. And also probably thinking about like your instincts are kicking in too, because you've worked on set before. Like this isn't your thing being an extra. It's more, but you're still like looking around and just kind of like, you're more amazed at the scale of this production. It's massive. It's humongous. For Thaura, it's, as you said, you're just thinking about food. Which
It's a little
real
bit
life, that's what I would be doing as well.
of,
A.O.L, you
rule right there.
yeah, exactly. Just a tiny bit of people. A.O.L, you take a second, you kind of just tune everyone out, and you do actually think of a place that might actually have something that is aptly titled Jack N, letter N, the Green. Jack and the Green. They are a company that is located in the area you are in, not specifically this film set you're on, but they're in that sort of we're in a place called Rancho Coronado. They're located within that area. They might actually be able to help you out, as they might actually have some actual organic stuff to help out with this. So like actual produce.
Okay. Jack and Green. Jack and Green. It's not far, I don't think. Maybe they might have something or know where to get it.
You can go check them out at the very least.
Yes. Maybe
I'm not opposed.
Yes, maybe get yourself a little something too, since you seem so excited.
Let's not focus on me, huh?
Okay.
The A.O.L's just like, we'll snag him like a head of broccoli or something.
That sounds good.
That sounds delicious, I won't lie.
In a
how do
time
you
of
get in
kibble, of
touch
course,
with
that's
them?
delicious.
Yeah, exactly. In terms of how you get in touch with them, do you go physically there? Do you use your agent? Do you try contacting someone who might be able to contact them on your behalf?
How close are they?
They're in the same space, but they're at least 2 or 3 miles out.
Oh, we could probably just contact our agent, no?
Or is there a direct number that we can just call them?
That's what I mean.
Oh, for Jack and yeah, there's a direct number. You could just call them directly.
Sorry, you said agent, and my brain went fixer. You are correct.
Oh yeah, for your fixer, the 3 of you can easily get in touch with your fixer. You have their number. They're not trying to hide it from you.
Yeah, yes. Why don't you call? You seem like you'd be the best person to talk about this food.
Okay, I guess. And then like she just kind of like does a couple of blinks to, you know, get her agent in contact with this place if possible. Gonna circumvent the fixer, see if we can call him directly.
So you call him the fixer directly, just to make sure, because you said I just want to make this.
No, I was thinking we would call the place because the way Thaura, the way Thaura's thinking of it is if the fixer gets involved, that may cost us some monies.
So
some
here's
eddies.
where I'm gonna let you make
Right.
your own choice on the type of role that I'm gonna ask for. Whatever one is highest of these four: streetwise, trading, persuasion, or maybe bribery. Whichever one you have is the highest, I would say go with that. And like I mentioned too, because we got donations in, if you want to, if you get a bad roll and you don't like it, you may re-roll that for free because I'm allowing advantage on that.
I'm gonna go persuasion.
And then what you roll as a result will go off that for the conversation.
That's a 19.
It takes a second. As you mentioned, you're just like, nah, let's not get our fixer involved. They've done enough. You are able to find their number for Jack and the Green. And eventually, is your agent on your, so personal question for your character, is your agent out physical, like inside, like internal agent, or is it
physical?
More just the phone agent? Okay, so it's a physical. Sweet. Your call pops up and you actually get it as kind of like a video call on your phone almost. You're like, hi, how can I help you?
So I'm looking for a couple of items that I am under the impression that you have, and they are very urgent. You see, we have very important person. I can't remember the actress's name, but I throw it out. Who is looking to spend many eddies, at your establishment. So please and thank you. If you have these particular items, that would be very, very nice.
Is this for that film set filming nearby?
It could be.
Maybe.
It's like a very long pause. And when I say long pause too, I mean like you have a lot of noise going around you because again, you're in the catering area kind of, but also there's a bunch of other stuff just moving around. But it gets that weird silence of someone thinking about it that it just feels like there's no noise for like 5 seconds. You know what? I'll help you out. In return, ask who I'm talking to, just for courtesy's sake.
Yes, you can call me Acrimony.
Okay, Acrimony. I will help out whoever is looking for this stuff, I will help them out. In return, though, I would like a favor down the line. I'm not going to say what that favor is now, but if you want to get me in touch with whoever needs these items or whoever is asking about it, and then they are the one who owes me a favor, that's fine too. But I'll do it as a favor for a favor.
No, I mean, I can owe you a favor. That's fine.
Excellent. How quickly did they need these items?
Immediately.
You immediately hear them shouting to someone in the background, like not rudely, just more like, get that, like every item was on the list. They start like saying out loud, like, do we have this? Do we have that item? We don't have that item. Do we have this one? And I'm going to, oh God, give me a second. Okay. A minute or two goes by because you hear them just shouting it, and then they eventually come back to you, and as they do that, they close their video feed off, and you just see the symbol of Jack and the Green, just like a letter N with like a bunch of vegetables around it, because why not? And eventually they pop back on, like, so I got every item on your list. Again, I will deliver these in the next few minutes if possible. But as mentioned, I will keep your number on tab, and I'll let you know when I want that favor.
All right, just call. It'll be preem.
Pleasure doing business with you, and pleasure to help out the film set. We'll be in touch.
Be well.
Tell them they're very pretty. It works.
Oh, sure. Yes, you're very you're a very attractive person who is nice and smart and very nice to do this.
That was so good.
Yeah.
In the middle of saying that, the feed cuts out.
There you go. I did what you asked.
You did a very good job.
You did amazingly. Oh my goodness.
I was thinking of changing my name anyway, but
Well, I mean, we'll help you if they call on the favor. Obviously, we'll help you with whatever it is.
we'll
Group
see.
favor.
We'll see. I mean, if they want something like they need a emergency ripper doc or something, then easy peasy.
I'm just saying, so you know, we've got your back.
All right. Well, let's go talk to Cookie.
Oh yes.
It's easy to pinpoint her because again, large shouting of like, if you don't like it, don't eat it.
Cookie, sorry to be a bother while you are shooing people
No,
away.
you're fine. You are a calming element right now.
We got in contact with Jack and Green. You have your ingredients.
All of them?
That's what they said.
This is a moment where you look at them and you see like a very small tear out of the corner of their eye. It's like, you just did the, oh my God, thank you so much. Like,
sure.
I want her to stop bothering me about this so much, and you just did me the biggest favor in my life. Thank you.
Oh, great. Well, they said that I need to owe them a favor, so as long as you can help me with that eventually, no problem.
This is when she gives you a very raised eyebrow and is like, you know what? For the fact that you did that, I don't know, whatever they're going to ask you, I will help you out with it 100%. And you immediately she pulls her phone out, her agent is like, here's my contact info. If they ask a favor, you're going to direct them directly to me. You don't have to do anything. I'll take care of it.
Perfect. Anyway, love the way that you've got this whole, and you are master in the art of food.
I really liked when you threatened the guy with the knife. It was very cool.
I mean, he was being such a jerk about the fucking kibble. Oh, speaking of, do you have your calling card?
Yes.
She doesn't politely do this. She grabs it and brings it over to like a machine behind her and swipes it and then hands it back to you. Pretty much when you come here for the shoot, just swipe the card. You get upgraded food. I don't want you eating that kibble. Like, you did me a massive favor. Whatever you want behind me, you can go grab it if you want. And right now you look behind her and it's just like, she has what could best be described as like the most delicious pastrami sandwich you've ever seen in your life. And you can smell, again, authentic coffee that just smells so much better than the regular crap that most people are drinking in Night City.
I think I love you, Cookie.
Oh, and then she, even as you say cookie, she's like, oh, and also this. And she literally hands each of you a giant chocolate chip cookie.
I'm going to put mine in my like jacket pocket for later. A big smile.
This is the best day ever.
And then she pulls her agent out again, and then all three of you at the same time hear like a notification go off, and you all got 400 each for just doing that.
Wow.
Like, I'd rather pay you now because I swear I will probably forget it because this tent is chaos. And you literally do look around and take a second and you realize, oh, it is chaos because there's people everywhere making food, but also just kind of people who are on set just filming and whatnot, walking up quickly, being like, can I get my yep, thank you. And they're running back to their warehouses to get work done. She also, like the other people before her, does that thing of she looks the three of you up and down individually and is like, hey, since you're already doing a bunch of stuff, I know one of my friends over in the special effects warehouse, they could probably use some local help or local expert advice on a prosthetic that they're working on. If you want to help them with that, I guarantee they'll probably help you, like throw more eddies your way if you want. It's also a lot of fun. You get to play literally with prosthetics and special effects.
We can give each other those like bullet wounds.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Yes, sorry, I
mean, they could do that if you want that.
Oh, this is the best day ever, I think.
Making so much money.
And like we got cookies, and now we're gonna get fake bullet hole wounds. Oh my gosh!
And on that note, I want to take our 10-minute break. Because nothing seems like a funnier stopping point than fake bullet hole wounds.
And cookies.
And cookies. I mean, they're delicious. We will be back in 10 minutes. And keep donating. Thank you for everyone who has so far. We'll be back. Welcome back, everyone. And as a fun reminder, if you type exclamation ECF into chat, you'll get a donate. You'll get a link to the Tiltify we have set up as we again raising donations for the Entertainment Community Fund. There's 2 unions on strike right now. All that money helps keep the people that are literally putting their careers and lives on the line for this. Keeps them going. Helps push the money where it should be. If you can donate, awesome. And as I mentioned, anyone who donates, I will give them advantage on the rolls when they tell me what rolls they want to have advantage on if they don't like the result they get. Where we left off before break was you got told, hey, if you want to help out Special Effects Department down the way, they could use some local experts' opinions on some stuff that they're working on. To which I asked, do you go to that warehouse building that they pointed to?
Yes.
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 Very excited about it.
As you start to walk, you notice something interesting, which is you see what could best be described, and I wish I made this up. It's literally written down this way. You see what looks like a refrigerator of a man with a head walks up to you in a very nice sort of suit. It's like, excuse me, I represent a journalist who wishes to speak to you, if you don't mind.
Us? Why? We're nobody.
Well,
They don't say anything, they just pull.
Literally.
I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm nobody,
No.
but how do they even know who we are?
True, you're very important. I apologize. I did not mean to offend.
No, I'm not offended. I was just,
No, you're right. You're right.
Very interesting to people today.
When they point to what looks like a dark, low sedan, and just, it's like, I promise it'll be beneficial financially.
Okay. Ardyn, one moment. Can I discuss something with my friend here?
By all means.
Ardyn, is this like a thing that normally happens to you, where you're like given a job and then all of a sudden a bunch of other people are like, you are the most important person around, like, here, do this thing for me, here's some eddies. Like, I feel like I'm not necessarily struggling for eddies, but like everybody today is like, do this thing for me and get eddies. And I'm like, we were just here to do a movie, I thought.
No, man, I get like brought and put in a corner and then told to go. I don't talk to anybody. Nobody talks to me. This is weird.
What if it's like when the 3 of us get together with our powers combined, we're just like so cool that people can't resist us. I mean, we're like a super group.
Well, I mean, you are telling everyone that they are pretty and handsome, so I mean, the lack of resistance thing. I guess.
I mean, maybe, but I haven't told him yet that he's very handsome.
I install cybernetics and stop people from dying. I'm not used to people being like, hello, I am journalist, talk to me. Like, what the...
I live in a nest of wires all the time. I don't talk to people at all. Like, this is very strange.
Anyway, Ardyn, whatever you think, I don't know.
It looks like a trap. Like, this is scary.
It definitely looks like a trap. I'll walk over.
Well, again, giant refrigerator of a human is the best way to describe them. They easily are a foot taller than whoever the tallest one in the group is. Ardyn, you go to the darkened sedan, basically.
Yep.
Can you
going all the way over?
Just so ready in case I need both guns.
Can you? This is gonna sound very strange. Just roll a regular D10.
Can I do that on here?
I think if it's remember correctly, there is actually. Oh wait, you might be able to because I gotta remember the exact thing. Because I think I can help with that if I can remember that cheat sheet. It's called a face. I think you could do it.
Oh,
it's
a
called
face
a reputation roll. Yeah, face down. Yeah.
A what?
So yeah, if you can find the button on the app, which by the way, there's a great app for doing character sheets.
Oh, good.
If you can, I think it's either called face down or roll your reputation.
It's under combat. Face down is.
Thank you.
Oh.
Just let me know what you got.
15.
You get to this dark, low sedan, and the giant refrigerator of a being follows you, as the other two probably are just off in the distance, like, Ardyn's fine.
No, I'm
no.
no. No.
Oh, you're following good. I was going to ask, are you?
Ardyn
Ardyn's walked ahead.
As a matter of fact,
I pulled binoculars out and I'm trying to see.
As a matter of fact, I've reached into the bag that I like. Basically, I just have like a bag on my back, and I'm pulling out a little vial of Smash. I'm just kind of holding on to it.
Okay. I will keep that in mind. Please remind me if you use that at all.
I will. I have a couple. They're very cheap.
Yeah, it's like, God damn, that is quite the thing to have. Ardyn, you watch as you get to that car and the window rolls down. And with that 15, you immediately know that a face sticks out. You know who this person is because they are very well known in Night City as a sort of gossip blogger and paparazzi type person, like a media. Their name is Marcus Bornholm, but a lot of people just call them the aptly named Malarkey.
Malarkey.
Yeah, Malarkey. That's the Anna Boston kicks in. And they take a second. Yep, go ahead.
This is about the amount of drama that I expected from you. What?
Oh, straight to the point. I like that. I know that the movie's going on right now and all that. I'm here about something. Again, it'll be lucrative for you. It's maybe you got to be a little stealthy about it. But if you're interested in maybe making more cash than what you're going to probably make as an extra, I have an offer for you.
Lead on.
He brings his hand out of the window and you see like a very tiny device, which if you want to know what it is, I can let you roll for that. I think it would be probably just basic tech check. I would even say for A.O.L, if you actually have binoculars and are looking, I will let
I've
you
got
roll
your
the
back,
same.
Ardyn.
Yeah, and I will let you roll the same because clearly you can see what they're holding on to. And I will say, for free of charge, if you don't get a good roll that you like at the start, you can roll it again.
13?
Okay, 13.
Oh, she imploded.
Crits.
4. No, 6.
Oh, okay. You're looking at the binoculars and not getting it good enough.
They're backwards.
Yeah, they're backwards.
I just keep like leaning in front of it accidentally.
No,
I like that they're backwards. Ardyn, you know that small little device, literally like the size of their fingertip, is an audio bug where if someone wanted to tap someone, they could just stick it to whatever and it just feeds an audio feed directly back to the person who has the tech for it. Yeah, this is a low profile audio bug. You just pull the white tab on the bottom edge for the battery to connect. It'll start recording. I want you to find your way to Eton Sim's trailer and put it there. And in doing so, I will pay you 600 eddies for just doing that, and then an additional 600 if I get clean audio off it. I kind of want set access. They're not really letting me in for. And he looks at. Yeah, it's just like obvious reasons, probably. But yeah, if you want to make more than you're probably going to make as an extra in this film, I imagine. He just drops it in your hand. Just, Yeah.
Gotta look at it for a second. I'll keep my ear out. I'll turn around and walk back to the group. Feels weird, but look.
As you start walking back, he's like, think real hard about it. It's good money. And the window just rolls up.
All right. So, and from the jacket, the sleeve of the bomber jacket, you just see like a nondescript can like in Thaura's hand. If we get any more weirdos, just let me know if you're thirsty, and this should take care of them. And then she kind of they just kind of like slide it back in because it's like it's in just like a can that says nothing on it, but it's yellow. Like that's the can of Smash. See, by the way, Nate.
You can tell our patience for weirdos is just like dropping by the minute.
Oh,
Well, when Nate said it's a refrigerator of a human, I was like,
Like,
I'm about to poison this man if he starts
in an unmarked van in a dark alley.
Right,
Oh, like
yeah.
we're gonna die.
In terms of also the appearance of the guy you saw too from Malarkey Ardyn, even though you made that role and you'd recognize him, for the others, thin, almost skinny dude of middling height, like kind of unremarkable, except for like when Ardyn saw, he had lime green cyber eyes that were like off and on LED wise. So yeah. From there, do you make your way to the special effects house?
Yeah. Well, Ardyn, did you tell us what you both discussed,
Yeah.
or do you keep it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, well, we got a job if we want it. I don't know. The lead actor seemed like an absolute peach of a human being, so I don't know.
Yes. He seemed really nice.
Unless he's hiding some horrible secret, which is entirely possible.
Right, but like also we've already almost made all the money that guy said we'd make doing this, and like we keep getting more jobs. So like, do we need to do that one? Maybe not.
I feel like this is if the opportunity presents itself.
Is he listening to us right now?
Oh,
Like,
well,
No, there's like a little pull tab.
do either of you have like a text scanner?
Nah.
Let me check.
Ugh, I know they're expensive.
I don't think so. No.
I just get the suspicion that we're told that we're perfect for this. Well, you two were told you were perfect for this, and all of a sudden we're on our way to the set. We're being asked to do a lot of stuff, so it seems maybe this is part of that.
Yeah. Can I look around and see, like, is anybody watching us like a little too close?
Oh, you're muted.
I always do that. Give me a perception check.
And then I have a question, like, do we feel like the only locals around as background, or are the locals kind of everywhere, or does it feel more
So to help with that, because I don't feel a role is needed on that one, you're not the only ones. You do see people. It's just more of when you're looking around, it just seems more of the area you're in. It's just more of the design chaos in terms of you have catering in one area where you've been, where you can tell there's a lot of different flavors of Night City going on, where it's both people who are working the set, but also people who are clearly just as dressed as the three of you are. So you're not the only ones. It's just more of, as you said, it seems weird that all these people are being like, giving you this very thorough eyes up, eyes down look of being like, you can help me with something.
I got a 23.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got a 20.
God damn, 23.
The
24.
paranoia.
What specifically again were you looking for? Just to check.
Just people that are like staring at us a little too, like security people that are watching us.
Every now and then you see security kind of just checking everyone because this is a highly contained area. You even look past security and like what was the sort of border of the film set, and you can tell like they're not messing around with like, if you don't got credentials to be in here, you ain't getting in. So people look, so it's like, and when I say that, I don't just mean like there's a car blocking it. I mean like, think more like full on, like there are nomad cars that have guns mounted on them, and you can see the nomad clans are literally just standing there like, yeah, no one's getting in. And they have stuff pointed out into like the open space, being like, no one's literally getting in here. We got the set on lockdown, because they're paying us a pretty penny. But in terms of the three of you, no, at the moment, no one's really looking at you. You can see everyone's kind of walking to and from different buildings and whatnot.
can I make like a perception roll to see if the other locals, like if I can tell, like, do they look incompetent at like carrying out tasks, or like it's just a bunch of rocker boys, like who I don't think can get stuff done.
Roll it.
18.
Definitely a few incompetent rocker boys who just can't get stuff done. Because that's a great detail. I love that. No, you do see every now and then there's probably someone who's having someone who's dressed like you, the three of you are, that's that genuine Night City flavor, and they're talking to someone who probably is like full on just describing like, hey, you're a local. If you happen to know anyone who might be able to help me with resourcing this item I'm looking for and whatnot, but it's not in the level of like everyone's being asked it. It's very much like this is the only other person you've seen where that's popped up. So maybe it's just sort of like a vibe check more than anything.
Okay. Well, it's kind of flattering, like they all think we can help them. That's nice.
Just got
All
good
right.
vibes as a group, I guess.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, we started this day off with you just taking a gun from a guy who had it pointed at you. So, like, they're not wrong.
We are fairly competent.
Yes. So.
Should go play with some special effects.
Yes, let's get the bullet wounds.
Well,
you make your way towards you start walking north from where you were, and you make your way towards a very large building that, once again, there's security out front. Just sees the three of you walking up dressed as you are. It's like, do you have access to be in here? And it's like, they're not sure if they want to let you in.
We were told to come here to help with prosthetics. Sourcing something? We're a very competent group. We can get things done.
And I'm here to supervise because like they kind of do the look at me, like clear that they are med tech, to make sure that it looks right.
Basically just for that alone, because accurate. They're just like, okay, understandable. Just, do you have any sort of like card to just prove this? Like,
love the card.
Yep. And they scan it this time again with their eye. It's like, yeah, go. Main person in charge. You're probably gonna want to go all the way in the back. Their name is Buck. You can't miss them. Their accent is very apparent. You'll notice when you hear them.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, you didn't think they were pretty too?
Oh, well, I was afraid that you guys were tired of me saying that, and I didn't want to annoy you.
Nope, not tired of it.
Okay. Oh, thank you for your help. You're very pretty.
As you walk in, they just look back at you like very confused, but also like, that's a compliment. You walk
in. Buck, hello.
When you walk in, very open space sort of set up and tables everywhere. And when you do walk in, you immediately can see like this is clearly an effects warehouse, because there are literal plaster busts of people's faces that are having full on, like, people are molding literal clay onto it and just trying to sculpt the pieces to look exactly as they need to for each prosthetic. There's just, it's that resin casting for props, prosthetics, soldering stations, various little laptops hooked up to animatronics, and just everyone is either testing or developing stuff that is clearly being made for the movie. You eventually, because as you start shouting Bach, someone walks up, is like, are you looking for someone specifically that I can help you with?
Yes, Book.
Yeah, you can't miss him. He's right there. And she points to a person in a red flannel shirt with a cowboy hat on. Yeah, that's Buck. You can't miss him.
Thank you very much. You're very pretty.
This is the first response you get where someone's like, oh, I know. And they start walking away. And you see that they go back to a resin. Yeah, and they start going back to a resin cast, and they're literally like pushing their thumbs into their clay piece to meld out the prosthetic piece that'll be cast in a little bit.
Very cool. It's cool in here. Buck, hello, hi.
They turn around again, red flannel. It's funny because I feel like I'm describing myself a little bit, but this is the book. Red flannel shirt, pair of jeans, kind of, and again, minus the cowboy hat, but they have a kind of cowboy hat on, and they just look at you like, hi, are you the... Actually, you look exactly like that Cookie was telling me about. Are you here to help me out with my little problem?
Yes, man, you guys talk to each other very fast on this set. It's very impressive.
I mean, she has the best food on set, and I'm staying in her good graces just to make sure I keep getting good food.
Art.
Yeah, if you don't mind following me right over to this table, I can show you what I'm working on. It's frankly, I'm not sure if what I'm doing is correct or not, and I would love a locals expert on it.
Us, we are very expert locals, yes.
They bring you to this table, and what they have on it is there is what could best be described as like half of a cyber arm, and it's hooked up to a nearby laptop. It looks like, for our medtech, you do not need to make a roll on this whatsoever. This arm looks fucking accurate. Like, it's the type of thing where you're like, oh, that's pretty, actually, that's on point for what it would probably look like for what they're about to do. And that's when you notice. Yeah, go ahead.
You know, they just like, who made this?
Buck just smiles at you like, it's been a department. All of us have kind of had little parts of it worked on that we've all touched here and there. The best part though is, and they point inside where you see like there is like an open area for something to pop out, and you don't even need to roll for this because you're a med tech, you would know this. That is the type of thing where either one of two things could happen. You can fully pull out a USB style cord and just hook up to something, but before you even can get to what you believe it is, it kind of just Buck presses something on the computer that's connected to, and this snake-like head pops out of it and kind of just starts floating there. And you know that's called a cyber snake, which can be used as a melee weapon. It's like, yeah, we're trying to get this working, but we're also not sure if this is actually accurate to what it should look like, if that makes any sense.
Oh, no, it's accurate.
Are you sure?
Look at me. Do I look like I'm unsure?
I mean, that's a fair assessment. I won't. Apologies, not trying to judge.
No, not at all. I'm just telling you, I wouldn't go, oh, yes, it's accurate, and go, no, I was just kidding. It looks like shit. Like, I wouldn't do that to you. That'd be rude, you know?
The problem we're having is, if you're our expert, I'd love to get a more thorough analysis, is we're trying to make it look like the actual working model and not like, I don't know, I guess like a garden hose snake, if that makes sense. Because right now we're not getting the movements, I think, correctly. So if you are an expert in this and feel like doing some fine tuning to make sure it fits what we're looking for, I would love a local's opinion on, by all means, tweak it as you see fit.
Would this be weapons tech?
I will let you decide whatever tech check you want to make. And as you're deciding that, he looks at you and is like, in the process of helping me, if we can get this just right, I'll give you a $250 for a consultant fee.
Easy.
Yeah, whatever type of check you want to make, I'm gonna let you decide.
I'm gonna say it is a. You just put me on the spot here.
Okay, I can help you out. You can either do, I would say the ones that come to mind would be tactics, brawl, or cyber tech.
I'll do cyber tech.
Because I would say reason for brawl is because you would know that it could be used as a melee weapon.
Yeah, I'll do cyber tech.
Okay, let me know what you got. And again, you have.
So how does the crit situation work again? Because I rolled.
So if you get a
10, I got a 10. So
hey, so roll the d10 again, and you add the second number on top of that.
Okay.
Nice.
Also, I already know you probably succeed at this anyways because you got a 10.
Yeah, but I want to know how good it is.
Just how succeed.
Yeah.
It's a 3. So
3 on top of the 10, on top of what it is. So what?
On top of the 10, so 23. I guess 23 total.
Nice. Describe to me in your own words how you believe a cyber snake attachment works.
Well, I would imagine that a cyber snake would not move like an actual snake because you are essentially trying to use it as a weapon typically. So instead of moving like, because like snakes don't necessarily like move. Well, when they're moving directly, they still don't necessarily move in like a straight line, you know, like it's still kind of like at an angle of sorts. With a cyber snake, my opinion, you would want it to be like fucking Scorpion's like chain from like Mortal Kombat, like it's a direct like striking thing. So I go, well, that is your problem right there. You want it to move like a direct snake, but like that's not a very effective weapon. You want it to strike hard and fast, no? Creates more damage that way.
As you're saying that, the other two, you realize there's now like 5 other people just standing there listening into this. And you can see that whether they are literally writing it down with physical pen and paper or they're on their agents or internally, they're all writing every single word Thaura has said down. And Buck just looks at you like this, just like the entire time. It's like, you know what? I didn't actually that's very logical. I did
Well,
not
I mean,
think that way.
you know, like typically snakes are more defensive, so they would be cautious, moving slowly. But with this kind of weapon, I mean, if you're resorting to using this kind of weapon, you want to fuck someone up, no?
You know what? That's pretty sound logic.
Quick, fast striking.
Right? It's like you all hear that, and they're all these 5 other people around you. They all just stare now at Buck, like, "Yes, sir. Yep, we heard that. Loud and clear. Then good."
Oops. A.O.L. Should I not have sworn that? I feel like they were all writing stuff down. Okay, well.
I don't think anyone here cares if you swear. They're not like putting it in the movie like the things you say.
I mean, I don't know. This is a weird day for me already. Okay, so
yeah, swearing's fine.
I mean, you're suddenly a consultant,
right? Anyway, you said 250 of these.
I will make sure that, and I'll make sure Cookie also knows that you did me this favor as well. So we'll make sure you're well connected.
Thank you very much.
And again, he looks at the people that were surrounding you, taking notes, like, all of you get back to work. We got enough prosthetics to get done. It's like, yes, sorry. And they all start running immediately to get back to their stations. Buck just looks at you, Thaura, and, hey, thank you for that. It's pretty much all I needed. I just wanted a locals expert on this because I've never before seen one of these up close. I've heard about them, just didn't know how they worked.
You don't want to see one of those up close. It probably means you're about to die. So that's good.
God, Night City's a weird place. Thank you for your help.
Yeah.
As you probably take a little. Oh wait, and they probably look at the 3 of you. It's like, you know, if you want, we can hook you up with anything you're looking for if you want to try some stuff out too.
Really?
Oh yeah, we got a bunch of tests we got to do right now. We could easily use some help if you want. This won't be paid. This would just be for fun.
It's okay. Could you give me a fake bullet wound? Because I saw one earlier and it was so cool.
Sit down in that chair right there. We can get one installed for you right now.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Run over.
I feel like Anya was going to give you a kiss if you weren't careful there, buddy.
Could you stop it?
As
matching bullet wounds.
I mean, take a seat. It won't take that long to put one of these on. As you do that, Thaura, you have someone walk up to you who's just like, "Hey, thanks for the help. Here, have this." And they hand you what literally is just a bottle of mineral water, which you know is not literally, which is not a cheap thing in Night City.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you want any tea or whatever, we got a whole station of it. And you just look, and there's just like multiple espresso machines set up.
Oh my goodness! How do I get a job here forever?
This is the weirdest.
Well, if you got any abilities in doing special effects, by all means, we could use as much help as possible.
I'm more better. It's like breaking into computers and things.
As you're saying that, they are literally like, they have like your arm out, or actually, where would you like the bullet hole?
On my neck. It's very bad.
Things I did not expect to say today, by the way.
Where would you like your bullet wound?
They immediately, as you're talking to them, they're like, yep, just tilt your head a little bit, ever so slightly, and within like 15 minutes, they have on a full prosthetic that's been put on, and you have like a mirror that they hand you, or they have a mirror that they're showing it to, and it looks seamless. It looks literally like seamless. It looks like that was apparently been there since the start of today. Hasn't been fixed yet.
This is so
Yep.
cool. Where did you get yours, Ardyn? Where did you get yours?
Yeah, when like just kind of under the like shirt lapel. It's like,
Oh,
Yep.
nice. It's like a peekaboo.
ta-da.
It's exactly like that.
I plan on freaking some people out later with that.
Exactly. Everyone's going to be like, how are you still walking? You should be dead.
And then I'll just fall onto the ground.
Ha!
I love chaos groups.
Thora looks
Buck-
very unimpressed with these two.
Yeah. I was just gonna ask your opinion.
She's
Come
unimpressed.
on, how often are you gonna get to have a bullet wound like this and not die?
Yes, exactly.
I mean, do you want the honest answer to that question, Ardyn? Because I do actually have an answer to that question.
I'm curious now.
Yes, me too.
Too many times. Anyway, let's move on.
That's amazing. Give me 1 second.
Not
Sure.
the answer I was expecting, but I can't imagine any other one now.
As you get those bullet wounds put on, do you keep them on for the rest of this?
Yes.
Just checking?
Yeah.
Okay, sick. Buck doesn't question it. He's like, you know what? Souvenir. Enjoy it. I can make a bunch of those very quickly. And they look at you for like, seriously, thank you for your help. Having some local help really does make this process a lot easier. So if you need if you're looking for something extra later on, he hands you like a full-on business card. It's like, you could always use people with your expertise.
Great. Thank you very much.
No problem. Have a good day.
They
just
put it away.
Goes back to their table. As you make your way through that warehouse and back outside, again, you take a second to just look around and make sure you're not the only ones getting jobs. And you are seeing there are more people exactly dressed like you that are kind of going to and from, following people, helping them out. So it's not just you, but it's more like, as you all said, it's like, why the hell is all of this going point A to point B to point C way too easily? It just seems weird. And as you're all kind of just contemplating that, you take a second and realize there's someone approaching in a very slender suit. They have purple hair, and they just kind of walk up like, hi, my client saw you at Cookie's catering station. They were wondering if they could take a second to just talk to you. You might know their name. Their name is Atan Sim.
Oh.
They said you seemed very nice at the station. They just wanted a second to have a private chat with you if you're available.
He was very nice. I think we could do that, right?
Sure. Why not?
Oh no, Thaura, I forgot to tell Buck that he was very pretty. Oh
You
no.
did forget to do that.
I can't believe it.
I didn't want to assume on your behalf, so you know.
Okay, I'll get over it.
If you can here, just let me see. And they take a second, kind of like patting themselves down, and then they pull out a card. They're like, just have this card with you when you go to the trailer. Just it helps for safety reasons, just authorization and all that. Thank you. Yeah, and he's now looking behind you. He's like, and I need to go into that building, even though it scares the hell out of me seeing all those prosthetics. Thank you, and starts walking that way.
Don't faint.
Good thing they didn't look at my neck.
Actually, that's the other thing, is you notice that they were looking at your neck as well as Ardyn's whole, and you could just see that they were kind of like, okay. They just walk in the building. He also took a second to tell you where to walk to. So you take a second to walk around past 2 other buildings, and you see what can best be described as an extremely fancy as heck trailer, like oversized, over the top, all that. You're pretty certain, as I mentioned, like they weren't flown in. Like this is a local thing. One of the nomad clans probably just brought in. Is like, well, you got big stars. They should be living in a big trailer of sorts for now. And yeah, you're in front of the one that was apparently designated as where to go.
Do we knock? Like, what do we do? Do we like announce ourselves? So fancy. I don't know.
Maybe we hold
Or
out the
also
god
before we-
first.
What, Ardyn?
Before we go in, we do have the little
The card? What? The
little thing.
Oh, right. But let's see what cause maybe he's going to pay us a lot more for something a lot less sketchy. So maybe we just.
Okay.
Good point.
Okay. I like politely tap on the door.
The door opens. He is standing there. He is about like average height. Is wearing, of all things, it's kind of funny. He's changed out of the outfit that you saw earlier. He's just wearing like slick pair of like just a regular pair of pants, like jeans. Has on like a green button-up shirt, and just kind of gives you a smile. It's like, oh, you're the great. My assistant was able to find you. Come in. Can I get you anything to drink? And you walk in, and it's just like, again, fancy as heck on the inside, like very nice decor for like a movie trailer, basically. But they're just like, yeah, if you want anything, I have some food, some drink, whatever you need. Just take a seat.
Thank you. So fancy.
Thaura still has the bottle of mineral water in their hand.
And then you see he has a line of mineral water on one of the counters.
Well, fuck.
That one was a gift.
Also,
It's
if
very.
you all want, can you make a perception check too? But also, I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say it was fancy again. 20.
You notice off in the distance on one of the tables, there is a film script sitting there for the movie, which makes you think of that weird group of people earlier who were like, hey, if you could get us one of those. As you all sit though, he kind of just leans back up against like one of the counters that's in the trailer. Again, he's asking if you want anything to drink or eat. It seems like he has a good snack assortment that was clearly given from Cookie to him because he's been a good boy, is the best way to put it. And he kind of just eases down. It's like, so chances are I imagine you've been doing a bunch of back and forth today, and I'm about to ask another one. I don't have money to give in exchange for this. The person you'd be helping out though would probably give you something in return. It's a weird thing to ask too. It doesn't really, I don't know how to explain this. They go behind you and they pull out this box that has been clearly lined with fabric and cushioning on the inside, and of all things, it is like these emerald green plates stacked on the inside. It's like, so how to explain this? Basically, I've been going through stuff at my rented storage cube, and my partner left this box in there, and I don't really have any means. I don't want to keep it. I mean, we just split a couple months ago in a very.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it was a very annoyingly public thing due to that fucking bastard of a journalist who I hear is apparently snooping on set. I can't be seen giving this back to my partner or former partner Daryl, just because I don't want bad press. I don't want them getting bad press. If you don't mind making a delivery to Little Europe on my behalf, I'd be forever in your debt. It'd just be a very nice gesture. I really have no sentimental value for this. This is more his stuff than mine, and I'd like to keep it as quiet as possible because, yeah.
I have a question. Why is everybody asking us to do favors? Like, we just got here. Like, why does everyone, like, I mean, we're very good at it, okay? So, like, I'm not saying that, but, like, it's a little strange.
I think it's because the three of you, and he takes a second before, he pauses for a second, just looking at you very quickly, like, you three look very capable, and I think more than anything, it's kind of just nice and refreshing to find locals who are able to help. Because most of us aren't from Night City. And also, you just look friendly.
I told you guys we're a super group.
Yeah, which for Ardyn, the expression you hear when you say friendly is like, I have a bullet wound in my...
Friendly where?
Can I talk to my other super group members for a second? Over here
Yeah,
in the
sure.
corner. Okay.
I'm just gonna go grab one of the waters, and he goes to that.
Okay. I have 2 very fun ideas. Okay. So the first one is we take the little and we put it in like a toilet somewhere because I don't like that guy either. He's very rude
No,
and he
yeah.
says nasty things about people. He's nice. I don't think.
Anya, I
Yeah,
had
no,
the
I'm fully on
exact
the page
same
of this.
idea about the
Oh, super group.
I'd rather say
fucking no shot. I legit was gonna be like, maybe we put that in a toilet somewhere.
Brilliant.
I like
Okay.
it.
Yes. So,
And then my second idea is like, because he said he can't pay us, but I was like, what if we're like, hey, oh, but maybe he likes his fans. I was gonna be like, if we get the page of your script, but like, let's change the lines, and then they'll pay us, but then they'll say the wrong lines out loud, and I just think that'll be really funny, but that maybe he wouldn't like us doing that to his fans. But I don't know.
yeah,
Just
you lost me on the second idea, but
Okay,
the
that's
first
fine.
idea,
That's fine.
that
The
was-
first idea is great. All right.
First
I
idea,
never
all
had
in.
the second
Second
idea.
idea, 50-50.
Okay, all right. That's fine. That's fine. We go with the
How about I go take care of that thing you just talked about? Then y'all
You seem like you have to go to the bathroom. It's fine. It's fine.
I have the perfect idea for an explanation for that. Anyway, so just like subtly puts their hand out to take the bug from Ardyn,
Yeah, I'll give it to him.
and I'm gonna go find like the nastiest bathroom I can find.
But like a single stall one, not one with a lot of stalls. People talking bathrooms.
Yeah.
smart.
You walk out of the. Do you walk out of the trailer then? Because that's what I'm assuming.
Yep.
Okay, good. You walk out of the trailer. Atan kind of sees you leave. It's like, okay, he's probably bathrooms are somewhere out there, I guess. But yeah, if you can, and they gently put this box in front of you, Ardyn, to hold on to. It's like, I have lined this with as much like fabric and whatnot as possible to make sure nothing gets broken. But like, yeah, these mean a lot to him. I just want to make sure he gets his stuff back. I just want to, no issues, I guess, is the best way to put it.
Ardyn will be great at this. They're very calm and cool and collected. So carrying plates and not hurting them is very good.
Yes.
I mean, I don't want to carry them. I'll probably drop them. So you should definitely do it.
You can get the doors for me. It's fine.
Yes, I can get the doors.
As you go to get the door, he actually moves quickly enough that he opens the door for you in a very polite gesture. It's like, seriously, thank you. And have fun being extras. Not many people get to do that. Seems like a fun stuff.
Yes, thank you. Such a gentleman. And you're still pretty.
He doesn't say anything. He just smiles, but he nods like, I know.
Polite, I know.
For Thaura,
Mm-hmm.
because I wanted to be funny, I made a roll just to see how nasty this bathroom is. I rolled a 1. You find the one that everyone, when they walk up to it, they're like, nope, and they go the other way.
So funny thing about that there, Nate, is that I have those nasal filters on.
Oh yeah, so you're fine. You can walk up to it and you're like,
fine.
this is nothing.
Yeah.
And actually you walk up to it and someone is probably off in the distance just looking at you, kind of amazed that you're doing that, and then they walk away.
It's really the bathroom that they go to if they really need to be alone.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm just gonna like quick duck in, and then I'm gonna stick it like right to the floor by the toilet. Because my thought process is that if he asks, we'll be like, well, we stuck it on him. It must have fallen off when he went to the bathroom.
Don't forget to pull the little tab.
Yeah.
Little
Absolutely.
battery
Pulls a little battery tab, sticks it on the floor right by the toilet. Like in a spot where like no one's gonna like step on it, but like it feasibly could have fallen off of his person.
In the corner where all the grime kind of gets like ends up.
Does it
Things
have?
I
Wait,
did
Nate.
not
Does it have
expect
like?
to happen today.
Does it have like any adhesive or anything like that to it?
Yeah, it's got like, so the top side is clearly like an audio thing. So like I have a mic. It's like a microphone, like that sort of grid layout on the top.
Yeah.
And then the bottom is clearly when you rip the tape off, it's also an adhesive underneath.
Okay, I'm gonna take the adhesive off before I rip the battery tab off. I'm gonna stick it on my pants, and then I'm gonna pull it off so that it's got like fabric on it. And then I'm gonna put it on the floor and then pull the battery tab, and I'm just gonna close it and leave.
You do exactly that, and it's in the bathroom. I love that. That's not what I expected, and I love it. As you do that, Ardyn and Anya walk right up to you, and the two of you see it because you're just like, that looks nasty.
I've got my binoculars out again.
And they're the opposite way. They're still far distance.
I'll just reach over and flip them.
Oh, that makes so much more sense. Thank you.
And yeah, as I mentioned, Ardyn, you have very delicate but gorgeous green emerald plates. They have like embossing designs on them. And even just look at them, it's the type of thing where you're like, this shit cost more than what we're making today by a lot.
Oh, if we were worse people.
There's just something about this guy. He's so sweet. I don't want to like screw him over. He's just so nice. And
as you say that, you see him walk by, and he just gives you a friendly wave and a smile as he's going to another part of the set.
And
then he turns around saying, "Thank you for calling me pretty."
Anytime.
Actually, when you say anytime, he stops and says, "Don't forget, all three of you are too," and then starts walking away. With their assistant running behind him, like, wait for me. This now leads to an interesting question once again. Your destination is not here. It is in Little Europe. Little Europe is northwest of you. How do you get there?
How west?
That is a good question.
I'd say it's probably way offset.
Yeah, and like, what is our call time? Do we have to do it like a real job?
So the thing is, for this, your call time is not specified at the moment in terms of it is clearly not today. It's just more of you got thrown into what could best be described as almost Benny Hill style running back and forth. But in terms of where Little Europe is, it is way north of where you are right now. You're going more back on, the way Night City is done is you're on more of the actual mainland, while the center of Night City is kind of like got a sort of sea line surrounding it. You need to go into that area of like that sort of island area and go northwest into Little Europe.
Maybe like one of the nomads has like a bike we can borrow or something. I mean, we're doing it for the star, right?
Maybe I guess you two agreed to the plan, huh?
Yeah. He was just so nice.
He's so nice. You don't often meet nice people here. It's like really taking me like for a spin.
I mean, do we want to see if like one of the buses will take us?
Oh, maybe we should have asked him how we should get there. Maybe he would have given us a ride or like told us where to go.
Although we probably shouldn't tell people we're running an errand for him.
Maybe not.
Also that, no.
So ask the nomads?
Yes.
Yes, so.
They're scary. Who wants to talk to them? Ardyn?
Yeah.
Okay, in terms of talking, my question for you is, do you want to make this a persuasion roll, or do you want to do bribery? Bribery being more exchange money, being like, hey, if you do this for me, I'll pay you this.
Let's start with persuasion.
Okay, just want to check.
We're not making any money on this job, so...
But they said that maybe the guy we give it to will pay us, maybe.
That's true. Persuasion. 16.
know what? I wanted to see how you do this. I'm intrigued. Describe the nomad you talk to. What do they look like?
Oh boy.
I think that's a more fun thing to do. I'm intrigued.
Which nomad I find. Oh.
Yeah, whatever description you want to give. I'm interested.
I don't really know what the nomads look like. They're like
they can be pretty much mostly you can easily identify them because they wear a lot of leathers. Actually a lot of them too don't even have cybernetics. A lot of them have very simple cybernetic setups, and even then some of them don't even have cybernetics to begin with.
I will walk over to a very feminine looking one, very like the Burning Man kind of crazy leathers, hair in a mohawk. Yeah.
You walk up to this person, very femme presenting, has on I'm going to tweak a few things because now I love that description. I need to add to it. Bright red leather jacket. Their mohawk is, I need to do this because it's in front of me. Their hair is exactly the color you have in yours. They have black, but in the middle is a flaming bright amount of color that just, it immediately flares whenever the sun hits it. And they see you approach and they just kind of look at you like, can I help you?
I need a favor one worker to another. We have a delivery for a very important person and no wheels.
As you say that, I'm going to say they look behind you and they noticed that you were talking, or he had walked by, like Mr. Sims had walked by a second ago, and they're like, would it be for a possible star that might have just walked by?
Maybe. Depends who's asking.
Oh, all right. Let's do this. Where's your destination? And as they ask that, the assistant runs up to you. It's like, I am so sorry. He forgot to give you this info, and he hands you a piece of paper. Have a good day. And it is because I forgot to do this, and your GM's backtracking a bit. He gives you the exact location in Little Europe. He also has down, you see, is scrawled a phone number, and it says, call the number, but not from this location. It's Daryl's number to call. I can't call him direct. Yeah,
I will cover the phone number with my finger and kind of flip the location to the person.
They take a second, like, oh, that's a very nice part of Little Europe. All right. Let me get my vehicle, if you don't mind. Give me a couple minutes.
Fantastic.
And they look to their crew behind them, who were all flaming mohawks, the exact black and pink color combo of sorts. Like, I'll be right back. Just don't do anything stupid, you guys. Seriously. And they're like, don't worry, boss. We got it. And they walk off. And when they drive back up, you're kind of surprised because you maybe expected maybe a bike, or maybe just a regular sedan. They show up in what's basically could be described as like a decked out, almost Humvee style vehicle. And by decked out, I mean like you clear as day can tell that there are weapons hidden in the taillights, in the headlights. And like, all right, get on in.
I'll turn to the rest of the groups like,
I'm never going to forget this day.
I did a persuasion.
You did so good. You did a good persuasion.
As you are driving, do you call the number?
I'll probably wait till we get like.
Okay.
Because I'm also holding the box unless somebody else wants to make the call.
Oh, right. Sorry. Apologies about that. Yep.
So I'm like.
A.O.L, why don't you give them a call? You are, you are good with the charm and such. You might want to be able to,
Okay, I will try to be fancy enough. Okay, I'll give a call. I'll call.
It takes a few seconds. Yeah, who the hell is this? If you're one of those gossip hound assholes, I have nothing to say to you.
Oh, no, we're not gossip. My name is A.O.L. And we're bringing a delivery of a very important package to you from your friend who can't be seen with you. And we're bringing it back.
What kind of package specifically? Because if this is some attempt of his to try and get back together, I'm not into it.
I don't know if that is what it is. It wasn't mentioned. He just said, these are not my plates. I'd like them to go back to whoever owns them.
A couple seconds go by before he speaks. Oh, that. So that's where they were. I do want those back. Now, I understand completely why he wouldn't deliver this in person. That's actually rather decent of him. I wasn't expecting that. I don't have any other engagements tonight. I figure he's already given you my address. Just come direct. Thank
Great.
you.
Yes, of course. We'll see you soon, and you have a very pretty voice.
Takes a second, and you like, well, that's a new one. When you get here, message me. I gotta deactivate the security before you can be let in.
Security. Okay, will do. We'll see you soon. Okay, bye.
Bye. And they're still kind of have that awkward like bye, where it's like they call me pretty.
A.O.L's compliments are very. There's one compliment.
The nomad who's driving is just like, do you always call everyone very pretty?
I do. I find that everyone really likes it. They react well, and it usually brightens their day. And so, like, why not?
You know
Like,
what? I
you're
should try that
also
with my
very
pet.
pretty. So, like, I'm not lying.
I mean, you're not lying. I know I am. I should try that with my pack. Maybe they'll like me a little bit better. And they start driving through. Continue driving on. As I mentioned, you're in like literally like the southern tip of Night City, and you get back to this sort of, I called it mainland, but it's like it's like San Francisco, how there's like part of it's just isolated by water. It's like that. You're on that part, and you're going closer and closer to Little Europe. Little Europe can best be described as like Mediterranean or like European styled housing, like old brick laid buildings, all that. You're in a district of it that I will call Little Europe or Little Italy. So more traditional Italian styled neighborhoods, strongholds. This immediately just made me want a cannoli. But you're in the area, and eventually the car stops. She looks out the window, is like, there's your address. Do you want me to stay here just in case?
Oh, yes, because we'll need a ride back. So really appreciate that.
Yeah, no
I'm
problem.
going to message him that we're here. So, because he said he had to turn off a bunch of security.
Yep. I'm also going to have you all do a weird thing for me as you do that and get out of the car. Roll a conceal or reveal objects check. It's a weird thing to ask, but I'm going to ask it anyways.
12.
13!
12. 13.
I'm looking for it.
I think it's the
I found it.
awareness column.
14.
Oh, again, we keep doing that.
Yeah, they do order.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind. I won't say more than that. You all get out of the vehicle. She just the driver, the femme presenting one, just kind of looks at you all. It's like, I'll just keep my foot on the pedal, keep the gas running. Just
Shouldn't be too long.
let me know. Yeah, I'll just chill here. And they just start immediately like leaning back in their chair. They kick their foot up to like the dashboard, and the height of the car is actually made so their mohawk is not touching the roof at all. It's just perfectly, and it's at least a foot tall, at least, like just full on in your face. For the home, it's shocking to see it because it seems like it's out of place. Because in Night City, you have all these mega buildings that just tower over everything, and you see this kind of beautiful brick-laid house with a perfectly pristine green front yard with a white picket fence. And as you text that, we're here, you get a text back saying, just 1 second, you'll know exactly when to be able to come in. And that's when you hear all these weird clicking noises and machine like moving, and you realize as you look at the bushes in front of the house, he has like a full-on turret security system that is hidden in the like foliage. And then you also see as you look up, like 2 drones just stop hovering above, like pop out for a second, and then they pop back into their spots on the roof. And he opens the door, and as he opens the door, you notice at the corner of your eye, right as you walk into the front of the house, the media Ardyn went to talk to kind of jumps out from the side, and he has a full-on camera focused on Daryl. Being like, all right, buddy, look, I want the full story, and I'm getting the full story between you and Atan. I don't care if I possibly ruined your relationship, but let's have a chat, shall we? And he has
Can I
2
punch
bodyguards
him?
with him.
He was in like arm's reach.
He has 2 bodyguards with him, and he's within our arm's reach. I will say, if you want to, I will let you roll for brawling and see how that goes.
I'm gonna grab
But
his
also-
camera.
I have martial arts attack. Can I use that?
Yes. Oh my god, I've not had that happen once in a game. Please do.
I have. I don't
so
know. I've never
excited.
used this. I have bone breaking strike. Do I need to use anything before that, or can I just use that?
I'm
gonna break this guy's nose.
This is a moment where your GM needs to look something up. Bone. Is bone breaking? Is it 1 or 2 words? Because I'm gonna.
2. It's 2.
Thank you. I've not had this happen yet.
Oh,
I'm
it says
so
instead
excited.
of making 2 martial arts attacks, I can choose to make a bone breaking strike.
Holy shit. You know what? Roll that. I will let you do that. You want to grab his camera?
Yeah.
Thaura, what do you want to do?
Oh no, I'm gonna let them handle the combat.
I will say for Thaura specifically, because the other 2 are busy. You notice as Daryl sees Malarkey out front with full-on camera and 2 bodyguards, he looks like he's about to pop a fuse, and he starts reaching into his pocket to grab a gun. And it's one of those moments where you kind of, for you, everything slows down. And I'm gonna let the other 2 do your rolls, and then I'm
gonna use my reroll.
Okay, by all means. I love that. For you though, Thor, it slows down to the point where you're like, okay, they're gonna try something. I'm seeing this guy pull a gun out. They have a camera pointed at them. Kind of brings up the dilemma of like, do you want them to pull their gun out and do something? Do you want to let whatever's about to happen? Let me know what you're thinking.
I'm gonna shake up that bottle of the can of Smash that I have, and I'm gonna throw it into the fucking.
Yes. I did not think Smash would ever come up in one of my games, and I'm so proud of you. But also, I need to remember what Smash does because it's been a while.
Oh, I will tell you in just.
Oh, I got it. That's
Okay.
awesome. Okay. Can you? Is there a throw check? I think there's a throw check. Is there? Is that, or I'm gonna have you roll brawling, which just seems weird, but I swear there's a throw check. Let me check something. Anyways, what did
Would it
you
be
2
like-
get for numbers?
For which one do you want me to roll for it?
Brawling. If you're grabbing the camera, it's a brawl check.
I only got a 13.
13.
16.
Okay. And then give me 1 second, because I'm trying to remember what the exact roll for this would be. I feel like there's a throw check, but my brain is not finding it, so I don't know.
I don't think there's a throw check, but
I'm going to roll either you can make this one of 3 ways, and I will allow this. Either brawling, melee, or technically it could be considered of some form as basic tech. I would say basic tech.
Well, I do have.
Or
I do have
demolitions.
I was gonna say I do have a smoke grenade, so I could just essentially just like
That too.
that's a
Whichever
throw
one works.
attack to it.
Yeah, whatever works. Just roll
Okay.
that, whatever skill's appropriate for that one, because that's always an interesting one. Because grenades are some form of throwing or grenade-like thing is always interestingly up for interpretation.
How does a 14 hit you?
Okay, 14. So I got 14, 13. What did you get again for brawling?
16.
I'm gonna make a roll just to double check on something, because I need to make sure of something, because I'm not sure at the moment.
can I just want to say something retroactively before this all happened.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to fit in afterwards. As we were walking up and he opened the door, I really wanted to wave and say, "Hello, mister, you've got mail."
that so happened, and it makes him smile because he's not expecting it. Okay, so what happens is the following. Ardyn, you're actually grab the camera fully. No one struggles, which is why I'm going to let you do something before I describe the others. What do you do with the camera?
Just right on the ground.
You full on wreck that thing, and in the process, you know how much that cost. It cost more
Isabel
than anything you made today. It's more than it's maybe 3 or 4 times the amount you could have made today alone. And he just looks at you like that face of what the ever-loving fuck. As for the other two, for Anya, it's a bit of a struggle. Do you punch him specifically? The media?
Yeah.
One of the bodyguards gets in the way, but somehow you maneuver enough through him that you just full on hit him right in the chest, and you actually see him fly off 5 feet backwards. And that's when you kind of hear him scream out loud, fuck, like super loud, as he's like holding on. Because technically with that move, if you do it correctly, you can basically give someone a critical injury that is literally broken ribs. So he's now sitting there like, what the fuck? I was just trying to get a story feed, damn it. And when you do that, Daryl, who was going to grab his gun out, just kind of was like, you know what? They got this. And for Smash, I'm going to say with 13, I will give you a choice because I think this is more fun. And I like pulling in mechanics from other games because it's more interesting that way. I will say with 13, you said 13, right?
14.
14, sorry. Apologies.
Yeah.
I'm going to say with 14, I'm going to give you a choice. You can throw that. The problem will be I'm going to make all of you do a resist drug and torture check to see if you don't get affected by what you throw, or you don't throw it. It's entirely up to you, because no matter what, you're in an area where the throw, in my opinion, does not fully land, and it's going to land in the middle of everyone, and it's going to become a problem.
I'm not going to throw it. I don't want to. Okay. That shit can. I'm not gonna throw it, but I am going to instead then say get down, and I drop into cover.
As you do that, I'll say that the 2 bodyguards that were with Malarkey, they see the bottle of Smash and they just look at that with eyes beamed open, and they just look at him on the ground like, we're not getting paid nearly enough for this shit. They just like, I'm not messing with Smash. I'm out. They just leave, and he's just kind of sitting still on the floor like, what the hell, guys, get me back up. And then he's like, I'll double your pay if you pick me up. And they're like, done. They grab him and they just start taking him away. It's like, but we're not dealing with this, screw you. And they start walking away off into the distance. It's like, this is not worth the effort or the least amount of money that you're paying us, but god damn it, I'm not messing with Smash. As they all walk off into the distance. Daryl just looks at the 3 of you like, who the fuck are you people?
Very competent people.
We're locals and we're experts.
Clearly. Ardyn, I need you to do one more roll for me.
Oh no.
It's really mean. Can you roll evasion? And this will determine you are still technically holding on to the...
Yeah, I figured it was like on one hip.
Yep. And I'm going to say I'll be at least a little nice, but I want at least above 15.
But you have a reroll, don't forget.
Yeah, and you have a reroll, don't forget that. And also any degree below that you're off by, that's how many plates I'm going to say get broken.
21.
Oh, you're fine. You're just like, I do this so much.
Like a baby on my hip. It's fine.
So cool, Ardyn.
I've done stunts worse than this, man.
See, calm, cool, and collected. I wasn't wrong.
Actual babies. It's fine.
You, as you do that, you're checking. Marky runs off. It's like, someday, Daryl, I'll get you back for this. This is, I ruined your goddamn relationship. And they walk off into the distance. And he just stands there like, you know, you just prevented me from probably doing a very stupid thing for Atan. I thank you for that, because I really wanted to shoot him, but that was not the right answer.
Sure.
You're welcome. And we are always available for hire for anything you need in the future.
As you say that, he's like, yeah, if you don't mind coming in to drop the plate off, by all means, I'll even make sure, you know, I got a payment I'll give you guys. Don't worry. I think 500 should help with that. Right when you say you can take care of it, you walk in and notice like he has a full workstation in the middle of his living room that is just armaments that any solo would like weep at. And you're just like, oh, he's fine. He can probably take care of himself. But also, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? And what I'm gonna have you all do, because I feel like I want to do this, is can you make one more roll for me, which is human perception, and it's
Everyone?
towards him. Yeah, and it's towards him. It's a weird one to ask, but I want to do it anyways.
13.
20.
On it, yeah. It's
20.
13 was the number you had to hit anyways. He literally looks like he's trying not to cry as you hand him the plates. He's like, oh, this was as much as we're not together anymore, this is a good memento of that relationship. So thank you for bringing it to me. And thank you for not breaking any plates. Like, goddamn.
Ardyn's
And-
very cool.
Very welcome.
This is also when he's looking at you, Ardyn. It's like, not to be weird, but you look like a solo.
Yeah, I dual careers. You've got to.
Here, and he walks off, grabs pen and paper, and he hands it to you. It's like, if you ever need anything, setup wise, I mean, I got good connections as well as solo to solo. Just there you go.
That's so cool, Ardyn.
And then he writes down another number, and it just says the letter R on it. It's like, and also if you need any advice or help with stuff, talk to the head lady at the afterlife. You can't miss her. Just flaming mohawk.
All right.
She puts my work to shame. I hear she switched careers too. She's not even a solo anymore. She's now a fixer. But anyways, thank you. And just let Atan know I said thanks as well. Just obviously, he holds his agent up. Just I can't say anything because I'm not sure if I'm even allowed to talk to him or not.
Do you want us to say anything to him when we go back or no?
Tell him that he can talk to me if he wants. I'm not
Okay.
as mad as he would think I am. At this point, all of you roll a d10, and always forget to mention this at the top. Any luck points you got left, you can spend it on that too. Just a straight d10.
I got an 8.
Yeah.
7.
7.
Oh, I got a 10.
Hey.
Wow.
Really?
At this moment, we pan out. It's the next couple days. You actually work 3 days on set, making 900 for the job each. And we're going to flash forward many. It's an interesting film set because it's the most fascinating thing of there are people dressed up in 1800s outfits, but also you're more part of a protest scene and you're dressed in your regular sort of garb, but it's much nicer looking, I guess is the best way to put it. I don't really know how to explain that,
Filmified.
but it's this interesting crowd shot of just a wild assortment of people that is
Mhm.
being filmed, and it takes at least 3 days because it's making a movie. Movies take a while, guys. Fast forward months from now, as you sit down in the theater to watch, you realize the scene that you actually were shot in, there is a clear as day shot of the 3 of you, like full-on face shots of each of you in the crowd. And the following day after that, each of you has a package delivered to you that is from the Sanat sisters, and it is authentic, real today Ethiopian coffee beans. And you each know if you want, you could drink it, but also those by themselves can fetch a lot of eddies if you sell them at a night market. And as you contemplate keeping them or not, that's where our story will conclude for now.
Best day ever.
Wow.
'Cause ending with coffee is nice, especially when it's real coffee.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're so wholesome and helpful.
Yeah.
This is epic,
Calling everyone
chaotic
pretty
shit.
helps.
I had scratchers and rippers ready in case some
Oh, I know.
shit went down, and I had
This
to
is
comment.
ready
This
to
is always
tear the
interesting
place
because
apart.
because I will say this to be transparent for those watching and all that. The main combat scenarios are literally at the start with the crew that tries to jump you for a pass, except you can talk your way out of it or do what Ardyn did, which is just grab their gun and insult them in front
Say
of their
no.
crew, which was not written in there, and I love that. And then the other one is Malarkey showing up, who you just gave a critical injury to, and I'm like, I don't think their bodyguards would stick around if you broke their ribs like that or broke their camera. So good job. And in the
That's
process too,
funny.
because you did not bug them, like literally in the car, like the cab and whatnot, all the people you worked for vouched for you and made sure you got a little extra on the side as well, because you did not in any way ruin the movie. But
Aw.
good job, guys.
Being
And
wholesome
also,
pays off.
Being wholesome
Go.
pays off. And hey, we made 165 in donations tonight, which is nice.
Awesome!
More
Thanks,
than
everyone.
I thought. So thank you, everyone. Means so much to me
Yeah.
and for all of us. And what we'll do is we will go around one more time and have everyone introduce yourselves, tell us who you are, who you played, and anything you got coming up that you want to just shout out into the void, basically, starting with Dayeanne.
Oh, I am Dayeanne Hutton. I'm an actor and a content creator. I played Anya, Olga, Lebanov, aka A.O.L, the Netrunner. And you can find me on YouTube at Infinite Sided Dice's channel. We're on season 2 of our Cyberpunk campaign where I play Amelia, Shitwrecked. She's pretty cool. And I am on No Latency Podcast's side quests as TNTT for the Girls' Night. And I do voices in video games and stuff. Thanks for watching.
Next up, Isabel.
I'm Isabel. I'm Canadian for the night. I played Ardyn, the solo, and I am actor, artist of all sorts. You can find me places at isabelk.afk. I am doing a bunch of stuff in the next couple months. I don't know what it all is yet, though.
That is a mood. And then Sherrick.
Hello, I am your favorite burb on the interweb. You can call me A Black Sparrow or Sherrick. Either one's fine. You can find me at A Black Sparrow most places: Twitch, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. ablacksparrow.com. I do a podcast that you can check on my website called A Million Sherrick. What are you doing? We do pop culture and all that good stuff. Wild and Out is also a thing that I do. We do tabletop stuff on there. We'll be back after a little bit of a break. So you catch up on some VODs and stuff if you wanna. And also, if you see me at Gen Con, come by and say hello. I would love to see you there because that will be cool and great and cool. You know who else is cool and great and cool? That is the Gamemaster, Nate.
Got him.
That is so sly and fly as heck.
I
could
took
not
a
have
Twitch
done it
workshop.
that smoothly. I appreciate you. Hi, everyone. My name is Nate Buchman. I was your GM this evening. During the day, I'm a portrait and fashion photographer here in Los Angeles. I'm sometimes a writer, sometimes a tailor and makeup artist, and like I mentioned, occasionally a GM and performer. If you'd like to see more of my work, you can go to my website, natebushman.com, for my photography, or go on Instagram at IndieNate, INDIE Nate, and see some of the stuff that I do there. In terms of upcoming stuff, because I chose to be busy next month for no reason at all other than to just challenge myself, I guess. This is going to sound ridiculous saying it out loud. August 20th on Lost Caravan RPG, I'll be playing in a Regency Cthulhu one-shot. And yes, you heard that correct. Regency Call of Cthulhu. I'm trying to figure out how dandy I want to be. August 25th will be the next installment of Tales of the Red, which will be titled Drummer and the Whale. It's a very interesting one. August 31st, if you are in our wonderful Discord, we do community games once a month. I'll be running one that is literally a Mass Effect hack of the very game you just watched. It's called Omega. It's made by a wonderful group of people that I'm very good friends with called High Shelf Collective. They somehow made a perfect Mass Effect hack of Cyberpunk Red, and I really do mean that. I'm kind of amazed at how much it makes sense from a design standpoint, and it blows my mind every time I read it. And then in September, as a fun tease, September 9th, starting bi-weekly for 5 sessions on the very channel I just mentioned, High Shelf Collective, I will be running Die RPG, which is going to be one freaking heck of a ride. As for those who don't know, it's basically what if the fantasy game you're playing becomes the real world, except NPCs are people in your real life, both good and bad. It's going to be a very interesting game. That said, I want to make sure I do this. I have a bunch of stuff I want to read off before we go away. Shout out to our tech, Nate. Yes, they're also named Nate. Nate is awesome. Nate is wonderful. Thank you, Nate. You've done this now 3 times in a row. You're the best. I appreciate you immensely. Shout out to Brianna Flame, who did the overlays, graphics, and the video for this as well. They are also amazing. Please follow both of their work. They're great photographers. Do it. Thank you to my amazing cast. The three of you are outstanding. We were supposed to have a fourth member tonight, who I forgot to mention at the top of the show. I apologize. It was supposed to be Lee Royal. They were busy. They had a thing that I had scheduled already ahead of time, but Lee Royal, follow them as well. They're amazing. They're awesome. They do incredible work as well. And finally, hey, support the WGA and SAG-AFTRA strikes. Like, thank you for all the donations you made tonight in regards to that. Keep donating if you can. I have 2 recommendations that I would like to shout out. I also recommend, if possible, donate to the Green Envelope Grocery Aid Fund being run by my friend Joelle. All the money donated to that is ensuring people on the picket line are actually able to afford groceries during the week. You can find it on Twitter or in our Instagram. It's very much just, it's good to help support those people who you can helping them get food. And if you want to learn more about what's going on, why both unions are on strike, or to get a boots on the ground approach to info, I highly recommend the work Danny Fernandez has been putting out there. She's an acquaintance of mine. She's incredible. She has been putting out so much info just on Twitter, but also podcast wise about why both unions, because they are both on strike. And I implore you, as I said at the top of this session, do your research and understand why this is happening. Like, creativity is a wonderful, beautiful thing. Let's not mess with it. And with that, again, thank you, cast. Thank you, Matek. Thank you to everyone watching. I'll see you in Night City next month. Bye, everyone.